Weird.
We can't all make declarations of hatred at the same time. Hi, everybody.
There are dozens of us. Dozens!
你好中国只叫西呢，我爱更尊重中。石油上。
Alton, help me up onto his casket so I can dance on it.
I don't care.
But how did you ever find us?
Oh, easy. We just read the screenplay you left us. Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, God!
You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
I'll help you. Everything is sexist. Everything is racist. Everything is homophobic. And you have to point it all out.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Huh? Zappuccino.
All right, it is Thursday night in Tooney Town, and that can only mean one thing. It is time for Tooney Talk TV. Folks, my name is Marvin, and I am the Movie Monster, and welcome back to another fantabulous episode of Tooney Talk TV, the fastest rising pop culture live stream podcast on the internet today. That's actually not true, but I just like to say it because it sounds pretty cool. But we've got a lot of news to talk about today. The Daredevil trailer has come out. I caught Variety lying and trying to protect Ezra Miller of all people. So we have got a ton of stuff to discuss, but I can't do it alone. I need my all-star panel, and there's only one way to start that off. Kevin Apollo, my friend.
Hello, Governor.
How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm good, dude. I guess I'll tell everybody what I told you guys in the back. So a couple weeks ago when I mentioned I had an old personal training client who passed away and he sent me the Star Trek stuff. Today I got a package of new Star Trek stuff from him, and it contains all the next gen cast in their movie uniforms, the not the terrible ones from Generations that we never got to see, but the First Contact ones. This is super cool because only 10,000 of each figure was made, and this is super rare. I actually didn't even know these existed until I decided to go researching where these figures came from, and then was like, holy smokes. And the numbers are all like in the 4,000s. So that's pretty neat.
And clearly his family had no idea how valuable they are when they gave them to you.
I know, but yeah, well,
no takesies, backsies, folks. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, also joining us today, I mean, we gotta have my somehow older little sister. It's Trish. I'm glad you were still doing the dance when you actually hit the screen, because you were doing it backstage, and it's amazing. Yeah, I'm glad that brings you so much joy.
It really does.
Is your hair different?
It's just straight.
Oh,
I didn't like color it or anything. Is that bad?
No,
is that,
it looks
like,
good.
You try to like softball, like, is it different?
Are you feeling okay? Like... Trish, I almost called you today because I was listening to Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix in the car, and I'm like, Harry Potter is the stupidest child that has ever lived. Like he's oh my gosh, I don't understand how he's the boy who lived. I'm shocked he doesn't wander off the edge of a cliff. Like there's just so many things where you're just like, oh my. But you know what? That's good writing because people are dumb.
That's true. A Ravenclaw, he is not.
Yes, it's a very realistic character.
Yes.
But no, I just got to the part with the Snape flashback when Sirius and James were being awful to him for no reason.
Yeah, that was a swine.
Yeah, that was a swine. My favorite. That line is not in the book, but man, is that a good line.
It is.
All right, but speaking of good lines, or someone who has good lines delivered on the show. It's Nolan Thunder.
Woo! How is everybody?
You fired up today, aren't you, Nolan?
Oh yeah, let's go. To your hair comment, Trish, I just want to say that we all like your straight hair, but I don't think Variety likes your straight hair. I think they want more gay.
Would you say this is the gayest hair you've ever had?
Oh, completely.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my hairdresser and said, "Give me the gayest hair you possibly can."
Mm-hmm. Well,
wouldn't it be that terrible Emma Stone haircut that's currently floating around right now?
That like really cropped. I saw her and I was like,
yeah.
Hope that's for a role.
Hey, guys, when pieces of lost media fall through the cracks, there's only one man who could find it. Martin Stone!
Hey! Just here unboxing my Hardcastle and McCormick limited edition action figures.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
I would hunt those down to the end of the earth.
Martin has a news article coming out tomorrow morning on that Park Place. I was super impressed by it. It's the first news article you've written because usually your pieces are editorials. So it comes out tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. and I'm very excited about it.
Thank you. I got to pretend to be a legal scholar for a little while.
You did a very good job. You had me convinced. You informed me. I felt very informed by it.
Thank you.
But guys, you know what? We're all nerds on this show, but sometimes just a regular nerd is not enough. You need the nerd of all trades. It's Jessica Colley Sheffield. Hey.
Hi. I love that opening because the last couple of days I have been getting a lot of people chiming in and saying, you're going to be putting on the uniform again soon, right? Right? And I'm sitting here going, we shall see.
Let's hope. I mean, what is it? 4 days until we find out what's going on. So
I just can't wait to be a giant nerd again in uniform if it happens. Because, every time I'd be doing my nerdy stuff, I'd either be writing my book or drawing a comic. And it would just enter my mind that I'm doing this while in the service and just be like, I am a commissioned officer. Gosh darn it.
Oh my goodness. Jess and I had a very lovely lunch yesterday at Disney Springs. We went to Morimoto Asia. Yeah.
Yes.
And I had the Asian sticky ribs there, and there is no I realized that there is no like delicate way to eat ribs. You just have to kind of go for it.
Yeah, it really sticks in the fur. It's really cool that they were accommodating monster seating too.
They were. I had to cut the ribs out of my fur afterwards. All right, guys, we have got a ton to get to today, so let's get to some super chats first. Guys, you know what? I was on Mr. H earlier, and I really like the way that he kind of phrases this. The live streams tend to get demonetized a lot just because we play a lot of clips and whatnot. So really, this show is a show for you, funded by you. So if you've got a super chat, if you want to gift a membership, it is incredibly helpful to the channel. And it gets you an opportunity to make your voice heard as a part of the Tooney Town community. So let's see what you all have to say. You and Kumia gifted 1 Tooney Town TV membership. Thank you very much, my friend. I very much appreciate that. And congratulations to the person who got it. And Tyler Golosinski, using his member for 4 months, says, finished Skeleton Crew. I thought the last episode would be great. It seemed like they just left everyone hanging. I have not finished Skeleton Crew. I protested and wouldn't watch it.
I think you'd like it. I think you'd like it.
It's not bad. It's really not. It's not like amazing, but it's a pretty solid kids show.
Yeah, I liked the ending. I liked the ending, in all honesty, as much as I made fun of it, because the dad is at a very affront to my existence as a man and a father. Right. But you know, they did great with the kids, and I liked how I liked Jude Law's character.
You just don't like Beta Dad.
Oh no, Beta Dad is just. Beta Dad is the encapsulation of everything they want men to be that they've put on TV over the last 20 years. We happen to finally get a black dad in Star Wars, and he's just a
Wiener.
waste.
Wiener.
Yeah. Well, the opposite of that.
Yeah. Well, an inverted wiener.
I think it's fair to say that Lando's probably a dad many times over.
Many times.
We do know that he has at least one kid, because remember, like he like lost his kid, and then they hinted that at the end with that girl, that one black girl they fought at the end of the Rise of Skywalker. I've only seen the Rise of Skywalker one time, and like I was unclear when he leaves. I'm like, are they trying to insinuate that this is Lando's daughter, or that Lando is about to bang her?
Yeah. And it is a galaxy far, far away.
Cloud City is the Alabama of.
Han forgets where he parked, and Lando loses his kid in the park.
Yeah,
it's.
Yeah.
What'd you do to my ship?
John Williams for $4.99 says, "What is more likely to happen? The Snow White remake being good, or me stopping making jokes about Kev killing bears?" For the record, Kev doesn't kill bears; he just has feuds with them. It's kind of, the bear is kind of like a annoying neighbor that he always catches like coming onto his lawn. It's not a death feud. It's more just like a feud.
I don't know. I like the expanding lore that we've got going on, where it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. You know, he'll be crawling in a bear's carcass like Leo DiCaprio in that movie.
I don't know much about this joke, but it makes me think of the line from the opening of the old Disney Davy Crockett, "Killed him a bar when he was only 3."
Well, so Kevin had a bear, a black bear around his property who was messing up the garbage every day, and we would routinely get videos of him yelling at the bear from his car. Also saved a child from the bear by driving his car at it. So it was a whole sordid affair. All right. Regina Sharp for $5 says the grit is a lie unless it's from Glom Gold Industrial Grit.
Glom Gold, Glom Gold, Glom Gold, Glom Gold.
Linhard Glom Gold, and I love that we've made that a thing. James T, member for 4 months, says, "How many people are here just for the intro vids?" Well, I hope
Because
they
are
get
you
for a little
guys?
bit more than that. Yeah. Well, Trish is here just for her intro vid. It's
love
the
my
highlight
intro
of the
vid.
week.
Sorry, guys, I have the best one.
Yeah. You know
Why
what?
there's a cat in it? How dare you?
But
play-
Bruce
let's
has
play-
the sexy muscle car.
We'll play Trish's intro vid one more time.
I love Chicky Puff.
I'm so sorry. That was not the right video, but we have to move on. Let's see. John Williams with $4.99 says his dad is everything I hate. The dad in Skeleton Crew is a space bear. Yes, he is the equivalent. No, a bear would actually be a better father because it would provide and actually protect. Though, do the bear? I don't know. Actually, bear fathers, I think, don't stick around. So
I
don't
think
know.
they can also eat the young if they stick around too long.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that the kid could have taken the father in a one-on-one fight.
Hold on. Are we expanding the Berenstein Bears lore in horrifying way?
The
When does
Berenstein
that
Bears
one go on public domain?
It's the book. It's the last book. The Berenstein Bears go too far.
Berenstein Bears in the winter.
Oh my goodness.
Donner Party crossover.
Oh man.
That's one of those Mandela. Hold on. That's one of those Mandela effect things where some people like
Yes.
it's Berenstein Bears and other people like it's Berenstain Bears.
It's the Berenstein
People
Bears.
from-
They're Jewish
No,
bears.
it's the Berenstain Bears.
No,
Berenstein
they're Jewish.
Bears.
No, I've always been like, oh, they're Jewish bears. Okay, that's pretty cool.
I mean-
Mazel tov.
They could still be Jewish. But that's just not their last name.
Oh my goodness, James T gifted 10 Tooney Town TV memberships. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. That is very generous. Congratulations to those of you that just got them. Oh man, well, I gotta find a clip to play for that one. Holy crap, I think we gotta get some Hogan. Paul, do not take my 10 gifted memberships off of the screen. I will get to the one about you marked out for in a minute. But oh man, that is all. You know what?
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind.
Nice.
I love that. Oh, thank you very much, James C. That was very, very generous. What was the one you said? I understand Kevin time travel just so he can help Davy Crockett kill his bear.
It's like, I know that's not possible because if he did time travel, they wouldn't have lost the Alamo.
No, what did you say you were going to time travel to do last time? It was to make sure Cynthia Erivo never got famous or something?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, to make sure she was never, so that she could never be Storm.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Where do you guys want to? So we could start with Batman's story, which is hysterical yet infuriating at the same time. We could start with Captain America, or we could start with the Flash.
Those are all pretty good.
Let's do the
Batman,
Flash.
yeah.
Flash is going to be really.
Yeah, you know what?
That'll be a fast one.
Except it won't be. All right, so this is a story out of That Park Place written by myself. Ezra Miller blamed for the Flash box office failure as Variety edits comments to trash the fans. Now, I think in order to do this, we have to first take a look at the Variety article, which apparently, yes, there it is.
What was that picture? You look like a pink mushroom?
Yeah, I just chose embarrassing pictures. So, Variety reported the Flash director, Andy Muschietti, says that the film flopped because it wasn't a movie that appealed to the four quadrants. It failed at that. So this article goes on to say, why the $200 million tentpole film was a box office dud. They quote him as saying the Flash failed among all the other reasons because it wasn't a movie that appealed to all four quadrants. It failed at that. When you spend $200 million making a movie, Warner Brothers wants to bring even your grandmother to the theaters. Now, what does he mean by the four quadrants? That is men and women above and below the age of 25. So that is the thing. So basically, they're putting it on the fans. They're putting it on demographics. He also went on to say that behind closed doors, he found that people don't care about the Flash as much as other DC icons. I don't know. There's 9 seasons of a TV show.
I watched nearly all of it. No, it's absolute crap. I never paid attention to the Flash before that show. So
yes. I found in private conversations that a lot of people just don't care about the Flash as a character, particularly the 2 female quadrants. All of that is just the wind going against the film, I've learned. Okay. Now, this seems like a pretty typical, what do you call it? Fan blaming, typical, the audience is just terrible. So that's why, yeah.
I feel like it failed because he's using phrases like appealed to the four quadrants. That seems like a pretty central reason it failed.
Also, welcome to everybody from T3PO. I just saw the T3PO raid arrived. All right, so this is what Variety reported. Let's take it. But everybody reported it like this. I think Geeks and Gamers ran with it like this. Every other outlet ran with Andy Muschietti blames the fans for the Flash's failure, right? It's a pretty standard headline that we see a lot from Hollywood nowadays. And when I had originally written the article, it was written that way. I had written the entire thing. And then a little voice in the side of my head said, Marv, go to the source. Go look at the actual interview. And then I did. And I was shocked because they take out something big. In the aftermath of The Flash becoming one of the most notorious box office flops of 2023, director Andy Muschietti has spoken candidly about why the $200 million DC tentpole failed to connect with audiences. In a recent interview with La Bolera del Coso, Muschietti pointed to a variety of factors, including Ezra Miller's off-screen controversies. However, in a surprising twist, key parts of these comments, specifically those referencing Miller's scandals, were omitted in a story published by Variety. In a more complete translation from Spanish provided by Real Anarchy, Muschietti acknowledged Miller's mental health situation and described the ripple effect that it had on the film's reception. So he says, it's the result of a mental health situation, you know? It turned out the way it turned out, let's say. I mean, he was dealing with a mental health situation, and well, when you make a movie, there are things you just can't control. One of them is when actors have a public relations crisis, you know? He got into trouble. He was arrested in Hawaii, etc., etc. I had, in general, a very good experience with him. He's a great actor, a great comedian. I was very surprised by him. But then towards the end, I came across all of this. I'd say this happened months before the release, just before the premiere. And well, it was a setback. Variety cut that entirely and put all of the blame on the fans. They ran cover for this putrid alleged criminal. Okay, I'm trying to be legally safe here, but we all saw him get arrested. We all saw the I'm transgender, not binary. I don't want to be searched by a man. I'm transgender, not binary. I refuse to be searched by a man. I claim my Fourth Amendment rights. You just touched my penis. Exactly the way he said it.
How dare you dress up like Toadette?
Yeah, how dare you besmirch the name of Toadette?
How dare you stand where she stood?
Yeah, you stand where she stood. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up the Ezra Miller arrest because it's amazing. He keeps trying to bait them into something transphobic, and the cops are not biting.
Meanwhile, I love this article because there very clearly there is a negative association with actors these days, and they brought that on themselves. Like they did everything they could to tie people to the don't worry about the character, look at the actor we got for the character. And now that it's backfiring, they're like, oh no.
Here we go, look at this.
I'm not transgender, non-binary. I don't want to be searched by a man. I'm transgender, non-binary, and I don't want to be searched by a man. I claim my Fourth Amendment rights.
No. I got assaulted and I started filming. Are you sure?
131. I'm being arrested for disorderly conduct?
Yeah.
Okay. I was assaulted, you understand, right?
Okay.
Well, you should have told us that instead of running away and playing all of these theatrics.
150. So what did I do wrong?
Getting arrested for disorderly
The guy in that bar declared himself as a Nazi. I have it on film, and he attacked me.
Okay.
I claim my Ninth Amendment rights to not be unlawfully persecuted for a crime of no designation, disorderly conduct being something I am unguilty of. I claim my Fourth Amendment rights to not be searched and seized on no probable cause that you will not be able to offer in a court of law. I claim my Fourth Amendment rights to not be unlawful. Hey, you just touched my penis. Please don't do
That's my favorite part. I just wanted to get to that part.
I'm trying to have a Chinese meal. This is democracy manifest.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
Randy Marsh.
Are you preparing to receive my penis?
Seriously, no. It's oh my god, it's my favorite thing in the world. Him getting arrested. We've seen him choke a woman on camera, and Variety is running interference for him, and that's exactly what's happening here, guys. Variety is running interference for him. Because would you say this is the gayest Flash we've ever seen?
And he said,
I thought you were about to say,
yeah,
is this the gayest arrest you've ever seen? I was like, dang.
I've seen gayer arrests.
And San Francisco exists.
Oh my goodness. You know whose opinion I'd really like to get on this? Lorne!
Hi guys, sorry I'm late.
Oh my goodness, Lorne, what do you think about this? A Variety running cover for Ezra Miller. Andy Muschietti clearly places blame on Ezra Miller for the Flash bombing, but all Variety reports, which is all that anyone now runs with, is that the man said that it was the demographic quadrants, that it's the fans' fault that the movie didn't hit.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think there's lots and lots of factors involved in the failure. I don't think you can point to any one thing, but I think the audience is just tired of all the nonsense, and they're sending a very clear message to Hollywood that we're kind of done with everything that you're doing. And we're punishing you now, and we're going to continue punishing you, and nature is going to continue punishing you, and God himself appears to possibly be punishing you, maybe having something to do with the fact that you mocked him quite significantly. It's like everything's on fire now. You wonder why. Maybe that could be some self-introspection may be necessary in this particular region, perhaps.
Look at this. Chef Eddie says he has the right to remain silent, but not the ability. He does not stop talking throughout the entirety of that arrest. The entirety of that arrest. He just never stops. It gets worse in the car when one of the cops calls him sir, and he's like, "I'm not a sir. I'm transgender, not binary. If you call me sir one more time, that is a hate crime as prosecuted by federal law." I've watched this clip a lot.
I see that.
Yeah. I love how
I like how your
throwing
version. I like how your version of his voice gets deeper as he starts protesting.
I know. I'm incapable of not sounding like an actual man. Yeah, I should do it in the Mercedes Monet voice. I'm transgender, non-binary, and I don't want to be searched by a man. Oh, you just touched my penis.
God, you're killing me. Stop.
I know. You should be there when we do the Monet Mag sometime over on Tooney Talk Wrestling.
High school flashbacks. Just stop.
Flashbacks? Sorry.
Is that the way you were in high school, Trish, or is it just the way
Yeah,
you were
that was what was around me in high school.
Oh my God, trash.
I mean, as a kind of vanilla Flash fan here, because again, my favorite Flash was Wally West, Flash, Best Flash, and I don't know too much about the other Flashes outside of what I've seen from like the Jeff Johns Green Lantern series when there was crossover with that, but I can say that everything I've seen of Ezra Miller just it's so not the Flash. And, for them to be blaming the audience, it's like you literally didn't cast the character whose name you slapped all over the screens. And then you complained when people who, probably like the Flash are like, that's not the Flash. And how the heck are you going to get anyone interested in the Flash if you cast someone who's like nothing like him?
They decided the Flash had ADHD.
Well, so here's the thing with the Flash in this. It's not that they don't like the Flash. They don't like this Flash because it's not the first time in this movie that we saw this Flash. We saw him in Justice League. We saw him in the Snyder Cut. People were well versed with what Ezra Miller brought to the table by this point and said, no, thank you. If it had been, look, if you were going to do a story with two Flashes, you should just have Grant Gustin be the other Flash. People would have actually gone to the movie. Because everybody said. Instead, you did two Ezra Millers. Two of them.
Hell, it took so long to come out, especially during the lockdowns when he was having his meltdown, that people were like petitioning to be like, hey, just digitally remove his head and replace it with someone else. And we'll give it a chance.
Yep, replace it with Grant Gustin. Here's the thing. As much as The Flash, the show, falls apart by the end because of the power of Barry and Iris's love being the solution to everything, people love Grant Gustin. He is very much was a beloved figure as he embodied Barry so well. And that show, I mean, the first few seasons of that show are spectacular. I mean, look, it was always an instant goosebump moment with Run, Barry, Run. Whenever anyone said Run, Barry, Run, like that was like an instant, like, oh, hair stands on end. Like that's a moment. There was nothing in this movie that was even remotely, like, you didn't feel for these characters at all. His mother, who was inexplicably Sophia Loren levels of Italian, was just like not even killed by the Reverse Flash. But just killed. We don't ever find out why or how. Like if you're doing, go ahead, Lauren.
I just wondered if I could take you on a tangent because I'm not super familiar with The Flash, but when one of you said flashback, it reminded me of an old comic crossover that I wondered if you guys are familiar with. And the reason I'm going to ask is that I have really fond memories of this crossover event, but I understand that this one is kind of panned, and I think it's because the ending got leaked ahead of time and they kind of had to scramble and botch the ending. Do you guys remember Armageddon 2001?
Yes, I love Armageddon 2001, and I feel strongly they should have kept the ending. They should have kept the ending what it was supposed to be. Just to turn around and do it in the middle of Countdown to Infinite Crisis.
I'm glad that you remember that, because I loved that whole series. I was obsessive about it the year that it came out, but whenever I talk to people about it, nobody knows what I'm talking about. And so I kind of wondered if it was one of those that just sort of nobody remembered anymore. So that makes me happy.
Because they told, I think one of my favorite ones was the Superman one, actually. The Superman one where obviously the crux of the miniseries is a DC hero is going to become a villain. They're trying to figure out who it is by jumping through time, and I think it was Wave Rider, and I can't remember who the other person was. They go to a particular hero, they touch them, and they go into their future, and an alternate reality plays out as they're trying to figure out who it's going to be. And the end of the story leaked long before we were anywhere near the end, and they scrambled to change it. And it just the change in into itself was controversial / a letdown. And then just like
Hawk and Dove were in this one, right?
What's that?
Hawk and Dove were in this one, right?
Yes. Actually, Hawk winds up becoming the villain,
Monarch.
and then winds up becoming Monarch. And what kills it is because 0 Hour happens, like what 2 or 3 years later, give or take, because that's when. Because we jumped from Armageddon, and then it's time for Batman to get his back broken. It's time for Superman to die. It's time for Coast City to go away, and then we come into 0 Hour. Everything kind of mellows out, and then, that is a rare gem. That is a rare gem. I don't think I think they only put it out in a trade once.
By the way, whenever anyone mentions Hawk and Dove, the only thing I think of is make a hawk a dove, stop a war with love, make a liar tell the truth. Okay, I'm sorry. The Wonder Woman theme is the fact that they did 2 Wonder Woman films and did not somehow work that song into it.
It wasn't in the second. I didn't see the second one. It wasn't.
No.
Wow. Okay.
It was not in any of the movies that Gal Gadot appeared in.
You don't know how badly at the movie theater when I saw Batman v Superman for the first time, and I saw Wonder Woman making her silver screen debut, and they did not play like an epic orchestral version just for a few seconds of that song. I got Hans Zimmer instead, and I was so disappointed. Like how I usually am with Hans Zimmer.
There's so many missed opportunities like that. I thought that they should have had the Captain America song in MCU when Captain America, all that one.
Yeah,
a shield.
Yeah, that could have been like
it could have been the Star Spangled Man with the Plan.
Yeah, or like that could have been the show that everybody watched in the 60s when the U.S. government was trying to propagandize Captain America as the ultimate hero. That kind of thing.
The only old school TV theme that they like to trot out now is the Spider-Man theme for some reason. We did get Tony Stark's ringtone was the do 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 in the first movie, but the by the way, you know what song actually I like even better than the Wonder Woman theme is I don't know if you got I don't know if anybody but me Kevin Apollo, I'm sure you're going to be like yes, but you know what, I think I just need to do it. Come on. Electra Woman and Dinah Girl is a great song.
I have to say, I'm shocked that you know what that is.
I heard the song long ago, and I fell in love with it. It's Woman and Diner Girl.
Remember when they made fun of them on the Tick?
You know what? Now that I think about it, you might have shown that to me years ago.
With croissant and there.
Yes. But you might have been the one that introduced me to Electra Woman and Dinah Girl.
Sounds like something I would do.
It really does.
So anyone else have any comments about the Ezra Miller situation? The clearly, look, is this guy in anything coming up? Like, does he have a career left after he completely tanked DC?
Maybe as a used car salesman.
Give it 4 years and they'll trot him out.
I was gonna say I want to hear from the audience. Who's getting rehabbed faster? Is it Ezra Miller or Jonathan Majors?
Oh, Jonathan! It'll be Jonathan. It'll be Jonathan Majors because Jonathan Majors found innocent?
Yeah, the case got dropped, and essentially what they wound up convicting him of was, it's like it essentially broke down to he was making a lot of noise out in the street with his friends. It's really what we got. New York City did this man very dirty to hammer a celebrity, but we know how that side loves to play with lawfare.
Oh man, how was Creed 3? I didn't see it because it didn't have Rocky in it, so I was like almost not interested. But I'm interested enough to eventually see it.
I liked it. The fight is weird. The fight is weird. You could tell that Michael B. Jordan is very much so an anime fan. But I did appreciate that it was different from other fights. It's weird. It's a very solid movie. It's just Rocky 3. It's just
he's Clubber Kang.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just like the image of you watching the movie, Kevin, and going, I smell weebery.
Well, because there is at one point you get the Goku and Vegeta punch themselves at the same time shot. Then like it is. I would say the fight. I would. You know how the movie plays out. It's super obvious how the movie plays out. I would say if you want to just watch the fight and the fight, it's just a very interesting way to go about it. It tells the emotional conflict very well, and when it wraps up, it wraps up. I like that him and Drago Jr. have become like besties, and it's hopefully Sylvester Stallone gets a win and can actually get his property back so that we see him again.
I hope so.
I didn't think I needed a continuation of the Drago storyline, but it worked in Creed 2.
It does. And look, Stallone is not hard up right now. He is, Tulsa King is fantastic. He's coming back for a third season, and apparently he's just been named to this Trump-appointed like Hollywood
ambassador.
Representatives?
Ambassador, yeah. It was basically to clean up Hollywood. It's like him and Mel Gibson and one other person. And I'm writing the story tomorrow.
Sorbo in there.
Wow. Are they actually going to put the Expendables together to take out Hollywood?
That'd be amazing.
That's exactly what's happening.
I love that Trump is acting as if Greenland, Panama, the Panama Canal Zone, and Canada are already parts of the U.S., but he's got to send ambassadors to Hollywood.
Okay, so it's Sylvester Stallone, Mel Gibson, and John Voight.
I want to see John Voight smoking a cigar, saying, "I love it when a plan comes together."
How is James Woods not involved in this? By the way,
because he's smarter than all the rest of them.
Get Woods and Sorbo in there.
They were going to ask Bruce Willis, but he's greedy and lazy. Well, actually, he's
poor Bruce is nonverbal now.
Yeah, he's nonverbal and wasting.
You forgot
away.
that for a second, didn't you?
I did because I was an opportunity to do the greedy and lazy, which was when Bruce Willis didn't want to. He tried to do one scene in The Expendables. He tried to hold Stallone up for a lot of money, and Stallone did an interview where he trashed him and said he was greedy and lazy.
Maybe he knew.
Turns out he had another reason for a payday.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, so it's gonna be Stallone, Mel Gibson, and John Voight, and they'll bring Lost Business back to Hollywood. Apparently,
Hollywood's nightmare.
Please tell me that like in every like ridiculous like Kathleen Kennedy Star Wars project, like the doors will just open and like Stallone, Gibson, and Voight just like strut in wearing sunglasses, and be like, this whole thing right here is shut down. They're like the Dolores Umbridge.
Oh my!
Jim T. Jim T. had a better suggestion. Escape from Hollywood. Get Kurt Russell in there too. Absolutely.
Yes.
You should get Zachary Levi in there. Get Kevin Sorbo, Dean Cain. I mean, it would be the most. And make a movie with them, and like make that the movie of them trying to like save Hollywood. I would be Kevin Apollo at episode 1 of Star Wars. I want to see this 100 times.
The movie would be excellent.
I was going to say the Deplorables.
What I love imagining is Sylvester Stallone getting on the horn to round all these people up, and when he gets to Dean Cain, Dean's wearing the Superman outfit. He just wears it around the house. Yeah. You know, it's like he's always in it. He's been waiting for this call for decades. Now it's finally come.
Dean, get your big ass over here.
Sorry, I'm envisioning the meme of like, SpongeBob is ripping the wallpaper off to show all the dirty diapers, but instead it's just drugs and underage children.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, all that evidence just went up in smoke.
Yes, it did.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Be the one to predict everything, up to and including the giant fire.
All right, guys. You ready for some Batman news?
Sure.
All right. So this is a video. It's some video game news here, but Rocksteady has revealed that the Arkham Batman isn't dead in the Squad Killed the Justice League as the dev scrambles to rewrite its $200 million disaster.
Didn't he get like decidedly ended in that game? Like
Harley Quinn shoots him in the face at point blank range while he's sitting on a park bench. But no, he's not dead. Trish, what you did not know, Jerry, what you didn't know is, because always the best thing happens on the Jerry Springer show when somebody says, Jerry, what you don't know is, it was a clone the whole time. The whole Justice League were clones.
Jerry.
Yes, I guess they had to do something,
Well, so there was after this all blew up and no one wanted to purchase this game, I think some fans had unlocked some like a data cache, and it there was I guess for future dialogue for whatever they were going to do with the game, they talked about how the Flash had escaped and that they were supposed to reveal that they were all like weird nanite clone things, but at the point the damage was done, and to this day I still go, all that people have wanted was some kind of follow-up to the Arkham games, which involved either Superman or the Green Arrow when Arrow was super popular. And instead you had the Justice League murder everybody's heroes. Why did you think this was going to sell?
Because people like playing as the bad guy, obviously.
Because villains are the new heroes, because all the terrible people that are writing in Hollywood right now have to make themselves feel better about being terrible people. So now your heroes are villains, and it's time for new heroes. It's time for Harley Quinn to be the centerpiece of the DC universe. And by the way, the Squad's big plan on how to kill each member of the Justice League is to shoot at them.
Shoot a lot of bullets at them.
They thought of that before.
Somewhere the ghost of the Joker is like, why didn't I think of that?
If only Batman had a contingency plan, for guns. I would have thought of that.
The one thing Batman didn't see coming was a gun.
I have yet to meet one who can outsmart bullets. That's just all of their brains as they were making these plans.
As we all know, Superman's greatest weakness is bullets.
You know, I wait. I kind of wonder. Martin and I talked about this separately. I think Nolan was there too. We were talking about The Boys, and we were talking about Eric Kripke not being able to understand that people enjoying Homelander doesn't mean that we make him into a hero. But I wonder if there's a little bit of that goes on. Is like, oh, well, they like the villains. That must mean the villains are really the heroes to them. So let's just take all the stuff that we don't like because it's good anyway, and they'll love it, right? Because everybody loves the villain for being a villain. It's like, just enjoy watching or reading the villain. Like, I feel like there's a disconnect there. I don't know
probably how they're thinking.
Yeah, I don't know how recent it is, but
I think a big part of the miscalculation. I mean, I didn't play the game, so I don't know how this all goes. I've heard the stuff about all of the controversy. But the way you make Suicide Squad work is that what they're rebelling against is being forced to act as government agents. They need to go after Waller. That's where you direct your ire, and that's where you get to root for them because they're voting for their individual liberty. And they're all assholes. You get that. You're not supposed to root for them, but well, okay. I'm sorry. They are butt exits, and they're sort of lovable butt exits, and you kind of they're bad guys, but at least you kind of get where they're coming from. And while there's a worse butt exit, so
it's that moment in The Rocketeer where as soon as the mafia realizes they're working with foreign agents, they go, whoa, wait a second.
Yeah.
So what you're saying here, though, Lauren, is that you have a group of people that are lecturing other people on how much of a problem they are for society while simultaneously being controlled by the real puppet master. Fascinating. Never heard that before.
By the way, Ninja Master said, I'm sorry. Harley Quinn doesn't get to shoot Batman in the face after lecturing him about his rich white privilege and then go, just kidding. Absolutely not. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. She sits there and she lectures him about his rich white male privilege and then shoots him in the face. So, absolutely disgusting. But so, you know what? Let's take a look at how this game performed over time. Let's take a look at the Steam charts. And wait, that's it. That's AEW Fight Forever. Sorry, I just wanted to put it up there to show that 8 people are playing that game right now in the world.
Hey, 11 people played it at its peak, though.
Oh, it was a good day.
Double digits.
Two of them are Tony Khan and Kenny Omega. No, let's actually look at the squad Kill the Justice League and what their numbers were. So you had about 478 players right now, 549 for a 24-hour peak, and the all-time peak 11 months ago when the game was brand new was 13,459. That's obscene numbers. And this is a live service game, guys, that is still under a year old. It's about 11 months old now. So, and when you look at just, it started out, plus 6,307. Then the gain is the very next month, March 2024, they lost 10,417 players, lost another 2,000, lost another 500 something, picked up about 100 in June, lost 32, lost 266. Gained 136, lost 90. Then in November, when it became basically free to play because they charged like $5 for it on Steam, it became plus 2148, then minus 500 minus 400. The game has
those people promptly quit.
Yeah, I mean this game is just the most putrid failure that you could possibly have. It cost Warner Brothers, and the weird thing was how weirdly specific and like open about this Warner Brothers was, that it cost Warner Brothers $200 million. They took a bath on for this.
Basically, it was an acolyte of failure.
Yes, it was. It was, yeah. John Williams pointed out, look, Arkham Harley killed children. Like, how do you do that? And yes, you and Kumia, I know I have to bring it up from 8 to 9. I owe you guys gameplay. Literally today on my PlayStation, I turned my PlayStation on for the first, because I've been playing Switch for the last couple of weeks. I played through Breath of the Wild again. I started Tears of the Kingdom, and today I was like, you know what? Jonas was talking about Red Dead Redemption on that gameplays, and I was like, I really want to play Red Dead Redemption. And so I fired up the PlayStation, and I was just like, hello, old friend. I started singing Creed. Actually, I was like, "Hello, old friend, we meet again." But it was like it was the early 2000s WWE. And I saw Fight Forever sitting there, like still like loaded onto my PlayStation, and I was like, I need to just do this, like just to get this off my PS5 because it is like infecting my console. I have to get it out of there. But yes, that will happen. I am actually going to start doing game streams on this channel. This weekend, I was actually thinking about doing one, and I'm going to let you guys vote on what that should be. It will probably not be. Photon Empress says, "Time for dinner, real quick. Join the show, and I hear butt exits. What did I just step into?" Yeah, Lauren, butt exits might be my new favorite thing you've ever said.
I'll trademark it, and we can keep using it, I guess.
Yeah,
It's a t-shirt.
Trademark Gordon Connor.
But as a TM.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, guys. Oh God, I got it too. The game was an atrocious failure. Absolutely disgusting. This was the game, but it's going to go down in history, I think, as one of the most important video games in the history of the gaming industry because it started Gamergate 2. It's what made everyone suddenly learned what Sweet Baby Inc. was because it has Sweet Baby Inc. has an entire page on the credits for this game, and everyone was all of a sudden like, wait, what is that, and why are there so many writers on it? And they looked into it and they were like, what is happening in the gaming world? And right now we're seeing a mass rejection of this kind of content, a mass rejection of Sweet Baby Inc. in general, and because of that, I think we are going to be seeing a lot of a difference in the gaming world going forward. I don't know, what do you guys think?
It's nice that they finally, kind of came out and put a giant stamp on what they were doing. Because, this has been happening for years. But if you'd say, man, there must be some people in the writing room that are just absolutely pushing this horrendous stuff. And people are like, oh, no, it's collaborative. It's this, it's that. And then finally they got so bold, they just started bragging about doing it. And all the people like myself and my friends are like, we're not crazy. We're not crazy. This has been happening for a long time.
What's happening? Oh my gosh, man. We saw recently the Lords of the Fallen. They just put up a poll the other day that was saying, what do you want in a fantasy medieval RPG as far as gender settings? Do you want body type A and body type B, which is like the non-conforming, way of doing gender where you could basically have a masculine body, but like could not be a male? Or do you want straight up male and female? Almost 50,000 people voted in this poll. 88% of them said male and female. And the developer said, okay, you guys have spoken. We're not only going to be doing this going forward, we're going to go back into Lords of the Fallen and change our gender selection options in the character creator to make it male and female instead of body type A and B.
Praise.
Yeah. Just stupid.
We're seeing, but here's the thing: concept to creation, and Nolan knows this very well. Concept to creation for video games, about a 5-year period, 6-year period, usually, sometimes even longer if you're a Grand Theft Auto. So we're still going to be seeing games that are infected by Sweet Baby Inc. for years to come.
Oh yeah,
right.
Take like Skull and Bones, was it? Which was it was like a pirate game that came out not too long ago. It literally had like a 10-year long development. So God help these companies, like whatever AAA things they had coming out in the pipeline. We're going back, like we all know what year was 5 years ago at this point and what was the trendy thing to do. So you are going to thrive like a gangster if you are an indie developer who knows how to put some booty in your game. Just saying. I'm just being blunt here.
Oh yeah.
This is a deep cut for us, but what was the name of that story advisor group we were going to make up and put Kevin in charge of and pretend he was Jamaican?
Oh.
I just want him to wear the dreadlock wig with the Rastafarian hat, like the guy that attacked Bret Hart.
You just love the way he said it, blah blah blah, and pretend he's Jamaican.
Well, if we could start this thing, we can get in with Warner Brothers, and maybe in the next Harry Potter game, we can have Voldemort on the back of a black guy's head.
Oh.
Oh. They're always trying to keep a brother down, Quirrell.
Where is the gin or the juice? I would take either.
Quirrell, do we have any oil sheen? My lord, I'm bald. Irrelevant.
Oh,
I want oil sheen.
Someone told me that you were ashy. Get some lotion on those ankles. Embarrassing us.
We have a reputation to uphold, Quirrell.
Hey, is it true that he's a complicated man, but no one understands him but his woman?
Good Lord. All right, you and Kimia for $2. Can we get a moment of silence for Bob Uecker? Yeah, Mr. Baseball Bob Uecker passed away today. Very much a he's WWE Hall of Famer. He was and just a legend in the sport of baseball. And yes, rest in power,
Best
Bob
friend of
Uecker.
Mr. Belvedere.
I was just gonna say Mr. Belvedere.
I don't remember him on Mr. Belvedere.
He was the dad on Mr. Belvedere.
Was he?
Yeah.
Major league for me.
Oh, man, I haven't watched Mr. Belvedere since I was,
Major League.
a really little kid. Major League. Yeah.
He's got to be the most successful person to ever ride the Mendoza line in baseball.
But for me, my favorite Bob Uecker moment was always him getting choked by Andre the Giant with his tongue sticking out. Oh, it's fantastic. David Lynch passed away today too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Director David Lynch, Twin Peaks.
I'm really hoping that his funeral is only attended by midgets who speak backwards.
Rip to a true artist.
John Williams says it failed because DCEU had a mixed reception. They announced it was rebooting before the movie came out, and Ezra Miller was a psycho. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, at the end of the day, the movie was supposed to come out long before they announced anything. This movie was in production for like 10 years, had like 5 different directors, God knows how many writers. This movie was the definition of development hell. Absolutely terrible. It was doomed to fail from the start. And John Williams also said for 5. Funny how Ezra was filmed assaulting multiple women before they even filmed the movie, but Amber Heard got Depp fired. Yes, Johnny Depp got fired because Amber Heard made a claim that he was doing something when she was the one doing it all. Johnny Depp got fired. When it turns out Amber Heard was doing it all, she did not get fired from Aquaman, and Ezra Miller choked women on camera and got to stay as well. So.
Plus,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, out of that, Johnny Depp ends up doing like 2 days of shooting and gets his full salary from the movie.
And I was like, people probably would have gone to see Aquaman if they had just given everybody what they wanted, replaced stupid Amber Heard with the Khaleesi, so that they could get together again on screen.
Yep.
It didn't matter if
the
the movie
movie
was a dung heap. Just give people what they wanted.
Yeah.
Before the movie came out, I was hearing people saying about how just the first 10 minutes have like a mirror and like a submarine or something, and it blows up, and the audience just cheers like, "Yay!"
Speaking of Amelia Clark, do you think Marvel killed her career?
No, I think it was pretty much. She was stuck in that weird actor hell where she's so much the Khaleesi. She wasn't going to do much.
Because she did Solo, she did Terminator, like she was blowing up for a bit, and then she did Secret Invasion. She did Secret Invasion, and she had the baby Batista arm, and then all of a sudden, boom, nothing.
Yeah, no, wait, you forgot. She did nothing that made money, and I happen to not hate Terminator Genesis, but these movies they just didn't make any money.
Yeah. Kevin Haggerty for 5 says, when you have your own biopic, you can run with the same idea as Better Man and have the Marvin puppet play you in the movie. It would make more sense than what happened with Better Man.
Don't question Robbie Williams.
Why is he a chimpanzee?
The wisdom.
Why?
Actually, he did say he did know whether or not you.
Because I'm bloody weird. Because I'm super freaking weird.
No, that wasn't the explanation. The explanation was that people have more sympathy for animals than people, so they felt.
I thought I saw something about him saying he felt less evolved than everybody else. It could all be lies.
It could be.
I'm sure there's probably 8 different reasons as to why they did this.
He was the bad boy of Take That. Come on.
It ballooned
of course he would be the one.
It ballooned the movie's budget over $100 million, and it made $1 million this past week. Like a music biopic for a guy who's only big in the UK. Like and in the UK, it didn't even make money. It made another $1 million in the UK. It's fine to make the movie and it not to make a lot of money, but for it to be $100 million, that becomes blockbuster territory.
Because budgets are crazy, just across the board. The game you were just talking about being 200 million, it's insane. It's so out of control that 100 million for a Robbie Williams monkey biopic seems completely reasonable to them.
But the reason why it's $100 million is because they had to have a CGI monkey in every scene. That's expensive to do.
But am I the one that remembers back in the day of Zaboomafoo where we'd actually get real animals in these products and stuff?
Yeah. Oh, okay. If they had done that, if they had Dunstan checks in this thing, I would have actually enjoyed it. I think.
I was going to go Lance Link.
I was thinking Homeward Bound.
Oh, Homeward Bound.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's how you do it. Just maybe a little bit of CGI around the mouth, but actually training animals. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Clyde in the Clint Eastwood movies.
Or even like what costs so much, by the way? Because I guarantee you right now, there is some 13-year-old on YouTube right now who can make that monkey look almost photorealistic, and they're doing it for free because they're bored.
Forget that. Stop putting real monkeys out of work. There's lots of orangutans and monkeys that'll work for peanuts.
Planet of the Apes series happened, and that's been it. The monkey community never recovered from that. Oh, goodness. But you know what? Here's the thing about Better Man that I've heard. I've heard it's actually very good. Like all the reviews are phenomenal for it. It's just nobody saw it. And
Robbie Williams lived a life, so I could see it being interesting. You know.
I mean, I couldn't get past the trailer when I watched it, and I'm like, the old lady is like talking to the chimpanzee, and I'm just like, why?
I kind of love it. I'm not gonna lie, because it's just like it's such a what that I don't know. I kind of weirdly respect it. Like Robbie Williams really went out there and said, "Make a movie about me, but make me a monkey," and I'm like,
I've got one condition. It's either this or no movie.
Oh God, I love that.
So I gifted 5 Tooney Town TV memberships. Congratulations to whoever got those. Regina Sharp for $5. Audiences like The Flash. They just hated Ezra, the annoying twit Miller. Good save there, Regina Sharp. John Williams for $1.99 says CW Flash and Irish step bro. I'm stuck. Oh, gosh, Iris was.
Oh my!
You gotta say it with the voice though.
Hey, go ahead and do it, Nolan.
Step bro, I'm stuck.
So Grant Gustin had incredible chemistry with every female that he came in contact with for all 9 seasons of that show, except for Iris.
Felicity from Arrow.
Oh, don't even get me started, Trish.
I'm saying he had chemistry with her.
He did, and she had chemistry with him, but he didn't have chemistry with Iris, and she didn't have chemistry with Oliver.
I liked her and Oliver. I don't care. I'll stand by that. I don't care.
Olicity is worse than Buffy and Spike.
None of
now I know you're full of it.
None of Flash's relationships can possibly work out.
Why is that, Lauren?
He's too fast.
I knew what the punchline was going to be, and I was like, I gotta just pull the trigger and ask for it. Rabid Wolverines LC Killer 17 for $5. California Man, my house is on fire. Hulk Hogan, boo me again, brother. I mean, it did start the very next day. Boo! Oh yeah, brother.
When it comes crashing down and hurts inside.
Yeah. Here comes climate change, brother.
Did you say gotta strike a match? Is that what
Gotta strike a match and just go and hide.
John Williams for $4.99 says Barry's mom being dead is a relatively new thing. Before both of his parents were alive, had a villain who was a long lost twin who was furious that Barry had a good life. Yeah, that was a Jeff Johns thing, right? When he brought Barry back from the dead.
is one of the few things I hate that Jeff Johns did. Barry was
you didn't like
because no, I do not like that he killed Barry's mother.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, it was the entire basis of I love that by the last season of The Flash, we have been to the night of Nora like 10 Flashes have been to the night of Nora Allen's death. And they somehow had to actually make it work, like in the confines of those last few episodes.
I would say I'll give them credit though.
They made it work.
Everything falling apart around them. Yeah, they made it work. It made sense by the time we wrapped it up.
See, now I'm imagining it's like that Glomgold clip about we can't all be declaring it. We can't all have dead parents, guys.
Yeah. Looking for.
Hey, we can't all make declarations of hatred at the same time.
We kind of all savor at the same time. It's like that Rick and Morty episode where the snakes develop the time travel. They're just all like falling out of the sky at every single point. Tyler Golosinski for $4.99 says, I thought 2 Jim Carreys were creepy, but 2 Ezra Millers were just annoying. Yes, they were. Ryan Damon for $5 says, Palpatine, I will sue you, Batman. John Williams for $4.99 says, actually, there were hints that they were clones. Odds are it was clones to justify reusing boss fights, but this ending was clearly damage control. Yeah, the ending, because it wasn't even animated. It was just like it was Mass Effect 3 style when they redid the ending, and it was all just still images with voiceover. Yeah.
Well, they were insane enough to think that they were going to get 10 seasons out of this game. They expected an additional 9 years of people pumping money into this game.
By the way, meanwhile, Marvel Rivals right now is kicking butt and taking names. Has anyone here played Marvel Rivals? Am I the only one?
I just saw that it was free.
It is free.
I haven't installed, but I haven't jumped into it yet.
It's really good. We should do a Tooney Talk TV live stream of that game because it's a lot of fun.
You'd all hate me by the end of it. All hate me. I would be the weak link who would get everyone killed. All hate me.
Somebody's giving a lot of background noise right now, and I can't hear Trish. I don't know who it is.
I wonder if it's Nolan's cat, but Nolan is stepped away.
Whoever is moving stuff right now.
Because it's none of us.
It is Nolan. I muted Nolan, and now all of a sudden
the cat leapt on the table.
Nolan's cat wanted to join in. I was saying you would all hate me because I would be the weak link that would get everyone killed in the game, and you would all be like, "Why is she playing with us? Never play with us again." So,
Chris, go ahead, Lauren.
I loved Overwatch. Overwatch was totally my jam until they completely buried that game, and that's part of why I haven't jumped into Rivals. Is that I'm afraid it's going to hurt too much. I loved Overwatch, and I have been devastated that I just can't play that game anymore. But this
is basically Overwatch. I mean,
I'm surprised that you're an Overwatch gamer, Lore.
I was okay. See, I was not interested in Overwatch when it came out. In fact, there was some other game that came out by Gearbox that was kind of the same concept, and I thought, oh, this is going to be way better. I don't even remember what it was called now. But then they had a free beta weekend, and I jumped in. I thought, okay, I'll give it a shot. I'm probably not going to like this. And I played McCree all weekend, and I fell in love. And I could, oh God, did I love McCree? I was not a very good McCree. I was a great Reaper. I miss that game was totally my jam. I get hyper competitive. I'm not even that good a player, but I get hyper competitive.
Oh, so you'll be the one yelling at Trish.
Our relationship would never be the same, Lauren.
Yeah, I would have loved gaming with you. I also loved Overwatch until they nerfed Roadhog, which was, I don't know, less than 2 months into the game. So
So right now, my main on Rivals is Iron Man because I like the flying characters. I tried to play Spider-Man the first time out, and Nolan, we think your cat might have been messing with your microphone while you were gone.
What happened?
Because you went you turned your camera off, and then all of a sudden we just heard nonstop like something hitting your microphone over and over and over again.
They're in the other room, so I guess we have a phantom cat in the room.
Oh, all right.
Or they snuck away, did it, and then was like, he'll never know.
No, it's Schrodinger's cat without an observer in the room. The cat is in both rooms at the same time.
You know?
Trish, do you have a console?
No. I mean, I have a Switch, but I mean that doesn't count for these types of things.
Yeah, I don't think it's on. It's only PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
Yeah,
I thought you were about to just say that doesn't count, and part of me almost died inside from that.
No,
but,
of course
but
not. We'll be talking about it in a minute.
But I mainly play PC games anyway, so it's not.
Oh, if you play on PC, it's cross-play, so
yeah,
it's free to play.
I'm just
so we can all play it.
I'm not good at those. I'm just not good at those.
I think you not being good at it is going to be even funnier.
I'm like a cozy gamer kind of person, you know. Give me a forum.
Because it's co-op, so we'll all be working together, and Lauren will scream at you.
I don't want to lose my friendship with Lauren, and that will happen.
I full on beat the desk when I die. It's like fists start flying. At least I did in Overwatch. I was deadly serious about it.
So Lauren's like the angry German kid from back in the old YouTube days.
For that game, I'm not normally a multiplayer gamer. I'm not a guy who plays these type of games, but that game turned me into a different person.
I mean, if he was a McCree main, he's absolutely the boom headshot guy.
I would insist on being Rocket. I'd probably be terrible at being Rocket. You would all try to tell me to not be Rocket, but I'd be like, but he's my sweet rabbit. I have to be Rocket.
Trish, I think you would actually be good at Rocket's a pretty good character from what I understand for newbies. I've heard that he's pretty easy. Nobody should be Spider-Man because I tried to play as Spider-Man first and it's incredibly difficult.
I have a feeling I'd go Star-Lord.
I could see that.
Is it available on Xbox One or just the S and the X?
I'm not 100% sure.
I could find out.
Yeah, Nolan, do that research so I don't have to click away. And then let's see, we'll do one more super chat and then we'll come back to the rest later. No, Superman's greatest weakness, Regina Sharp for $10. No, Superman's greatest weakness is guns. That's why he always ducked when the criminals threw a gun at him after running out of bullets.
What is his name? He's Arliss and Batman.
The guy with the glasses? Am I thinking of the right guy?
Oh, he back in the 90s, they were talking about George Reeves Superman, and he has this fantastic bit where he's like, haha, criminal scum, don't you know who I am? Bullets don't work. I'm effing Superman. No, I can't catch. Oh, every time I saw it, I damn near peed.
Is that Robert Wool?
Yeah, I was just looking it up. You beat me to it, Martin.
To answer your question, Martin, it is only on Series X, PS5, and PC.
All right.
All right, guys, we'll get to the rest of the super chats in a little bit, but we do break for $50 or more though. So if we do get a $50 super chat or more, we do stop and whatever we're doing and read that super chat. All right, let's move on to our next story. It's those the AEW Fight Forever numbers again. Hold on, oh, man. Guys, look away. Don't see how few people are playing AEW Fight Forever. It's a terrible game.
I'm starting to think this is Marvin's screensaver.
It just pops up all the time. Oh, you know what? There was one super chat I wanted to get to because it does go in. So I'm going to skip ahead just for a second. James T asked for $7.99 Australian. Thank you very much. Says, hey, Marvin, everyone. What did you think of the Switch 2 reveal? Well, we're about to tell you because we're going to talk about it. Hey, Trish, this is up your alley. You got a Switch?
I have a Switch. My Joy-Con that dreaded drift after not that long. And
well, apparently this one solves that problem.
Does it?
So a couple of weeks ago, guys, an accessory company accidentally revealed the Nintendo Switch 2. And Nintendo, I guess in a fit of rage, was like, fine! and begrudgingly released the trailer for it. It's like, but you have to wait till April to find out anything more than what we're showing you here. So here it is. Nintendo Switch 2 officially announced, previous leaks confirmed for new console. So this is what it looks like, guys. It looks pretty much the same. I mean,
it's bigger, right?
It's definitely bigger. We'll go through the specs and then we'll watch the actual trailer. So the rumors are true. Nintendo has officially announced the Nintendo Switch 2. In a surprise reveal, the company dropped a trailer offering fans their first look at the next generation console. While no specific specs on the console were announced, the trailer seemed to confirm many of the features previously leaked by accessory maker Genki at CES 2025. In the trailer, we can see that the previously leaked enhanced display, redesigned Joy-Cons, and dual USB-C ports. While Nintendo has yet to announce a release date or pricing, fans won't have to wait long for more details. The company revealed that a special Nintendo Direct event dedicated to Switch 2 will air on April 2nd, 2025. Nolan tried to tell me that it was coming out on April 2nd, 2025.
That was Jonas who said that.
I know, but Jonas isn't here, Nolan, so I have to blame it on somebody.
Fake Jonas. Okay, that's why I am to you.
It's okay, Jonas. I thought the same thing.
So what we think we know so far about Nintendo Switch 2. The trailer showcased the hardware in action, aligning closely with the features seen in the CES 2025 leaks. Nintendo appears to be doubling down on the hybrid concept, of course. A larger 8.4-inch OLED display. It delivers more vibrant, immersive handheld experience. This is a step up from the original Switch OLED model, which supported a 7-inch display. So we're getting another almost inch and a half. The larger screen size provides more room for gameplay and enhances visibility in portable mode. Redesigned magnetic Joy-Cons, Trish. The trailer confirmed that the Joy-Cons have undergone a major redesign. This is apparently also to avoid the drift issues. Switch 2 uses magnetic attachments for the controllers instead of the rail system found in the original model. These Joy-Cons also feature larger rear buttons for detachment and an additional button located above the home button. While this feature of this button is not detailed in the trailer, it's expected to add new capabilities to the system. We have dual USB-C ports for versatility. So we're going to have USB-C ports on both the top and bottom of the console, which allows for greater flexibility in charging and docking. Players can now charge the console in tabletop mode without needing a custom dock or stand. The dual ports may also support new accessories, though Nintendo has yet to reveal any specifics. We also have a sturdy U-shaped kickstand. This is one of the most applauded features of the trailer, is this U-shaped kickstand here, which is going to allow for easier tabletop play. So let's take a look at the trailer. Let's have a look at what we've seen thus far.
I feel like I'm playing it at Toys R Us. I'm playing
it in the small mode here so that we don't trigger it. I don't know if Nintendo would ding us for this, but all right. So we see it here. We see the Switch. Yes, that's how it works. Bigger. I like it.
This is actually a really cool way to unveil the changes of the console.
Yeah, having it morph, body horror it into
Human Centipede, but with video game consoles.
Yeah. Joy-Cons are larger now. Good for people with actual man-sized hands.
Yeah, we'll actually have the triggers will actually be normal size. That makes me so happy.
Yes.
Actually play my Switch.
Hold on. I couldn't hear you, Kev. What'd you say?
I said I'll actually be able to play and hold my Switch.
Yes, you were the one I was thinking about for this because, like, I remember your boundless joy when Apple finally put out a very large iPhone.
I feel like Kevin holding a Switch, the whole thing just shatters in his hands, like what happened to me with a Game Boy Advance once. It just. It's looking like it's going to have some mouse features with that little racing thing on the ground because I think that's been speculated.
Do you think that's what that is? That it's very possible. That would be kind of cool.
Well, people have been asking for years, and I know because, you think Nintendo would use this, for more laptop type stuff. I feel like they're going to do silly gimmicks with it because people have been asking for like the past 15 years for a new Mario Paint game since like the Wii U. So I could see them do something with that.
Man, did any of you guys have the mouse on Super Nintendo for Mario Paint? Because I did.
I borrowed it
terrible
from
at it.
somebody for a while.
Oh, it was so good.
Hey, do you think PlayStation?
Do what?
Do you think PlayStation's going to put out a counter tweet that says size doesn't matter?
Oh, it very well might. I love the video game companies and how they feud with each other. And it's called Nintendo Switch 2, as we all know.
And this
Now,
is
is
a
that
new
re-
Mario Kart right here. This
Okay,
is
I was
not
going to
Mario
ask
Kart
if that
8.
was. I was about to ask if that was Mario Kart 8 or if this is Mario Kart 9.
When Donkey Kong shows up, if you have time, try to pause it then, because you'll notice, especially with these character models, like Mario is looking a little more reminiscent of how he has in Mario Wonder. But if you see DK, he's like a radical change from what you're used to seeing for him. It is like the first time they've done something like this in like 30 years.
Let's see. When does he show up?
He might have been at the
Oh, there he is. It wasn't like a close up of him though.
Okay, so yeah, you couldn't get really a good view of it, but
He's back,
he has
yeah,
like
he's
a
back
small
there.
eye. Yeah, he looks a lot like how he did in like the 1980s, like on like the there we go.
Look at
like,
that.
Oh.
It's like a hybrid of like the 1980s art and a little bit kind of like the Mario movie as well. They've been really bold with the characters for a while. And I had been wondering for a while with like Mario Kart 8, it's like, well, we've peaked with graphics. You have all these characters you've had. Where do we go from here? So it looks like they're kind of spicing it up with some quirky little changes. And I like the direction they're going. I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, they de-furrified him.
Yes. Oh, okay, so it connects to that with magnets too. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Play
And the
plays
best
Nintendo
news.
Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch games. All right, we got an asterisk here. Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital Nintendo Switch games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2. Details will be shared on the Nintendo website at a later date. All right.
There's speculation that it's going to be a lot of the games that use like the camera, I guess, that's built into like the right Joy-Con. So it would probably be like your fitness games like Ring Fit and all that, or like 1-2 Switch, which has, you know, like the party games and all that. So there's a very good chance that could be the case.
Yep. And so we'll get a Nintendo Switch. We'll get a Nintendo Direct on April the 2nd, 2025. You know what? I have never in my life bought a console at launch.
Never?
Never in my life. And I think this might be the first one, if you could find it. I very much anticipate this being very difficult to find.
This is what you do, good sir. As someone who's I got the Switch at launch. What you want to do is the day of, when those pre-orders go up, you pre-order it that day, pick your store so you can pick it up. You'll get it day of. 2, you'll get the experience of getting to go there, especially if you could find like a place doing like a midnight event, which those are kind of hard to find right now. But like last time I picked mine up from a Best Buy day of, and they had it there for me. But you do probably want to pre-order because Nintendo stuff, that stuff goes faster than stuff I can't talk about at YouTube. So yeah, Switch 2, buy it.
Or just hit up a Walmart in Amish country first day.
You just see a line of Amish people lining up for it.
I remember when Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince came out, everybody I knew was going to the midnight event, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. It's gonna be too crowded. I don't want to wait in line. I ended up going out with my buddies to Denny's that night, and we were at Denny's like after midnight. And on the way back, I was like, I wonder. And I stopped at an all-night supermarket and walked inside to their book section, and it was like 12:15 a.m. and they had them all spread out for the morning, and I was like the only one there. I picked up my copy, I bought it, and I walked right back out. And 5 minutes later, it was bliss.
Was the heavenly light shining down on it?
Why did I just hear Lord say mudblood?
Yep. I did go to the midnight. I did go to the midnight for Deathly Hallows though.
Oh, how was that?
I was like, I need to experience this at least once. It was fine. I don't know. It was.
Were the people dressed up?
Of course they were. I was in a Barnes and Noble with a lot of people that I didn't care for. So, I mean, I didn't get to know them, but I mean, just based on the brief interactions, I could already tell that I did not care for them.
I love midnight events so much. I've only ever been able to do 2, I think, for video games, but I had a lot of fun when Smash Ultimate GameStop was doing their midnight event, and I remember this was so good. So it was like that year, Smash Ultimate came out like the same day that the Game Awards were going on, and Nintendo decided to put up a trailer for the first DLC fighter, and I remember. I guess it caught him off guard or something like that, because very awkwardly the staff, who was doing a good job, were like, yeah, and the first DLC fighter is Joker. And just nobody in the crowd, like, I guess they really didn't like Persona, because they were just kind of like, huh.
Nobody probably knew what it was, probably.
Yeah. It was... Go ahead.
The only midnight game release that I can think of was not one that I attended, but a bunch of my friends were, because I was not yet into WoW really, and it was the night that the Burning Crusade expansion launched, and they were staying up till midnight and getting really excited about going to get it. What I remember about that night was that I stayed with them to try and stay awake and stuff, and that was the night that I saw Snakes on a Plane.
I did midnight for Snakes on a Plane. That was back in the day where there was a midnight showing literally at AMC every week. And we would always go every week because my friends and I were like in our early 20s and, just like we didn't need to sleep. And I remember the Snakes on a Plane is to this day one of the greatest midnight showing experiences of my life. People were there dressed up as Samuel L. Jackson in different roles. They were throwing rubber snakes around the theater. It was incredible.
Like Rocky Horror.
I've never done Rocky Horror. So
I mean, I've never done it, but I mean, if you know about Rocky Horror, throwing the rice.
I know about it. I know about it. That's pretty much why I've never done it.
I used to manage a movie theater that played Rocky Horror every.
Was it a nightmare when it was done?
Oh, it was like 4 hours to clean.
I believe it.
Oh gosh.
The Venn diagram of girls who are into Rocky Horror and have Jack Skellington tattoos has to be just like one circle.
You know what? When you started telling this joke, I'm like, I bet you this is going to be a Jack Skellington joke.
I do like both of those movies. I don't have a tattoo, but I do like both of those movies. So
I'm just remembering the midnight showing I went to. I think it was the third Harry Potter movie when it came out, and my friends and I were all like, we gotta go, but we hadn't really prepared, so we just kind of ran to Walmart back when Walmart was a lot more fun, got a bunch of black fabric, staplers, made ourselves some robes, and had a great time at the midnight showing.
Okay, that's like my new favorite story, and I do have to ask, there was a time Walmart was actually fun?
Oh yeah, like you'd go there around 11 p.m. or later, and it was like this magical world where some strange people would occasionally walk around almost like, wizard NPCs, where if you talk to them, you'd just learn esoteric knowledge that you'd never get anywhere else. And
maybe you would get a quest.
Exactly, and of course they still had a working fabric section, and you'd summon the fabric magician, who would usually take about 15 minutes to show up, and it was a fun time.
I can tell me in the hardware, actually knowing that fabric magician was fabulous.
Please, just tell me in the hardware or the hunting section, there was a guy who you go up to and he'd be like, "What are you buying?" All Resident Evil.
What you selling?
Yes,
I'll buy for a high price. Oh yeah, it used to be great, and I don't know what happened. I think there was a shift in 2012. It really was like the end of an era, as the Mayans predicted.
I think the execs at Walmart got sick of the people of Walmart jokes.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Got to lean into that.
There were entire Facebook pages dedicated to people of Walmart and Instagram accounts. I loved that. Alrighty, guys. Let's move on to our next topic.
I really like this boy, but his dad.
Whoop! Look out! Ah! Sorry there. Didn't realize how long it had been since old Dumper did his business. He'll be done soon enough. Oh, maybe not. Doesn't sound like pooping, does it? Sounds more like someone dropping sandwiches off a rooftop. Watch out below, right? Look like hacky sacks. You'll be sorry if you kick 'em, though. Alrighty, well, he seems to be all done now. You have a good oh, my goodness. He must have gotten into the chicken feed again. You'd think they'd know it wasn't in their diet, but this is how they find out. You may want to close your mouth.
That is the one clip that I can.
It's laughing so hard he went silent.
I can watch that clip 10,000 times and still cry laughing. I'm sorry. I just think it's so. And I was like, I'm gonna randomly pop this in tonight because it just makes me laugh so hard.
Marvin is birthing a chicken.
It's like Trish. Remember when we watched the clip of the big girls running and the person added the
He was
sound
crying.
effects in?
He was crying. He was
This is the
funnier
hardest I've ever
than
heard
what
you
he
laugh in
put
my
on.
life.
Never in my life saw him laugh that hard.
It is the most perfect comedic thing ever made. I'm sorry. Old dumper.
That to you is the scene in Young Frankenstein of putting on the Ritz for me. I will cry laughing at that scene. So what you just been talking about it. It makes me laugh without fail. Okay, now I'm gonna start cracking up.
Man about town.
You know what? It was just perfect timing too, because we were just talking about Amish country.
You know, the Young Frankenstein reminds me of another movie, Peter Boyle. This is kind of an obscure one. Do you guys know about the Dream Team? Have you ever seen the? You
Of
know the
course
Dream
Kevin
Team?
knows.
Okay,
No.
if you don't know this movie, this stars Michael Keaton and Christopher Lloyd and Peter Boyle and
What?
who else was in it? It's one of those movies where they're all basically committed to a mental institution, I guess you'd say. It's not an insane asylum, and they're supposed to have like a day out, and somehow they lose their chaperone. And it's like Michael Keaton's got anger issues. Christopher Lloyd thinks he's a psychiatrist, and Peter Boyle thinks that he's Jesus. And so it's a fun movie. If you like comedies and you like those people, that's another one that you should see.
Oh man.
Oh,
I was-
1989. Oh, what we used to have back then. That sounds like
Stephen
a hell
First?
of a plot.
I know.
Flounder?
Oh my goodness. All right. So our title story for tonight, Daredevil Born Again, has a trailer, and man, oh man, have you guys watched it yet?
Yep.
We watched it on the
Yes.
T3PO stream, so I saw it for the first time.
Man, guys, this looks, I mean, like, I think that the Netflix Daredevil is the greatest thing Marvel's ever done, which coincidentally is the one thing Marvel's ever done that does not have Kevin Feige involved in any way, shape, or form, which is why Kevin Feige decanonized it and then begrudgingly had to recanonize it when he realized it was the only path forward for Daredevil. Trish, have you seen it? No? Oh, I actually think you would like it. But yeah, so Daredevil Born Again trailer shows a potential return to dark, gritty, and violent Marvel TV with no girl boss in sight. Fans of The Man Without Fear are celebrating the release of the Daredevil Born Again trailer, which has arrived just in time to build hype ahead of the show's March 4th debut on Disney+. The series sees Charlie Cox reprising his role as Matt Murdock, continuing the storyline from the acclaimed Netflix Daredevil series, which we can now watch in the player below, which we will do. All right.
Thank you for finding the time. I will admit.
Why is he so small?
I was just wondering if
healthy
that's the
body.
same person.
Walking around with all that weight, it's just, hurts joints. He got Ozempic.
He took a desk job as the mayor.
Ozempic. Yeah, that's true.
So he's about to have a heart attack.
Yeah, but we see in that clip just before that he's still kicking butt.
Finding the time.
This.
I will admit. It's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again. A lot of time has passed. By the look of it, you've come up.
Foggy and Karen are back. This is a good thing because in the original version of the script, reporting to all sources, Foggy and Karen die in the first episode. So they are officially back and were rewritten back into the show. So I'm happy to see that. Anybody else have any thoughts on that? I mean, Karen got really bad by the end of the third season, so I'm hoping they fix that.
Foggy's beard's good.
Yeah, Foggy's got a good beard. I can't. I don't want to turn this into a Kevin Smith tirade, but Kevin Smith Daredevil run is way overpraised and did a lot of damage. I agree. Time, and Karen was the biggest victim of that nonsense.
I always thought Karen's death was so hacky because Bullseye is not even involved in the story. He showed up just to kill Karen and then leave.
I know. Well, yes, we have to make her a secret porn star, and then just ramrod in all this like petulant, this petulant ninth grader idiocy, because it's like we were in that. Wouldn't it be cool if this thing happened? No, it wasn't cool. It's barely cool. When you got to the 11th grade, it stopped being cool because you met girls and had a conversation and realized that you were a dumb ninth grader. Why are you putting this in the comic books? Oh my God, someone signed off on this. Oh my God, this was as stupid as everybody thought it was going to be. Oh my, I can't.
Doing that to Karen kind of reminded me of back in the day when they decided that Falcon wasn't edgy enough. So he turns out he has amnesia and he used to be a pimp.
Yeah.
What?
I never heard that. That's amazing.
It sounds like a dartboard writing result.
Yes.
Like a Mad Lib.
Listen, Sam isn't anywhere near black enough. So, pimp.
Yeah. Now, doesn't he kill Mysterio in that run too, just because he wanted to kill a Spider-Man villain?
Yes, because he wanted to kill a Spider-Man villain. Yeah. And he thought Mysterio was lame. And it's like, I get it, but, you guys already have the Kingpin. So everybody forgets that Kingpin is a Spider-Man villain that, Daredevil just took.
Which is why I was so surprised that Fox was able to use the Kingpin in their Daredevil movie, because technically Sony should have owned the rights to him since his first appearance was Spider-Man.
It's a weird. It had more to do with where the characters were primarily associated when they did those rights deals, which is why they also had access to Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Like
was it left over from the animated series?
Well, I know with like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch that Fox could refer to them as mutants, but Disney had to just only refer to their
enhanced
stuff with the Avengers.
Yeah, they were enhanced. All right. So yes, Foggy's beard does look good. By the way, for those of you that don't know, Foggy was also Fulton Reed in The Mighty Ducks.
I knew that had to come into it.
Yeah, of course it does.
Pacey, brother.
Anyone?
You, Kevin.
No, it was Charlie Conway.
Casey.
It's
Kevin's
Charlie
with me on this. You know I'm
Conway.
right.
I put it in my article.
I don't care
Peter
what you
Bishop.
put in your article. Martin coming in with his wild card one.
I could say the same about you. The mayor serves his city.
So the Kingpin is the mayor, which we knew was coming. By the way, how ridiculous is it that Marvel got Mayor Kingpin in before DC got President Luthor?
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna side tangent. I promise I'll keep it short. We have to. Marvel beat DC to the punch with everything, which is why Marvel worked. Marvel essentially took the DC formula, applied it to all their characters, and ran with it. If you've ever read Avengers #1, they hate each other. They cannot function. It's a bunch of spoiled children bickering the entire time. And instead, they took Avengers #1 and made it the Justice League special, and just replaced the Starros with the Chitauri. So it's like Marvel has been successful by just being DC. So it is what it is.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, Bendis used to just rip off everything what DC did.
Bendis.
I can see you're not entirely convinced. Can you blame me? I can't shake the feeling that you're gaming the system.
Why did you stop being a vigilante?
The line was crossed.
All right, so we know now that Matt has stopped being Daredevil, which I believe was also he had stopped being Daredevil in the beginning of The Defenders. I know that because I'm currently watching The Defenders to get ready for this. I've watched Daredevil seasons 1 and 2. I'm watching The Defenders, and then I'll watch Daredevil season 3. But yeah, interesting. All right, moving on.
It's hard to come to terms with a violent nature. Hating the power it has over us.
The city can't.
So for those of you that don't remember Daredevil season 3, that's Bullseye. So
Wade
Bullseye
Costello from Heart of Dixie. I'm probably the only person that knows that reference, but that's exactly who I just realized that was. Sorry.
You and your
That was
Heart of
genuine. I love
yeah,
that
so
show.
he was Bullseye in season 3 of Daredevil, though they never actually called him Bullseye. So I'm assuming in this season he will actually be Bullseye. I don't know how technically season 4 is the first time you do Bullseye, but you know what? I can't fault him too much because I enjoy the Daredevil show.
Did he cripple
The city can't go unchecked.
Sometimes peace needs to be broken. And chaos must reign.
There you are. He's back. He's back. I love John Bernthal as the Punisher. I think he was the perfect choice for Frank Castle. I think he owned it. Yeah, he's incredible, right? I mean, does anybody disagree with me that he was the perfect Punisher?
No, he's great. And from everything I've read, he made the show better by insisting on like internal consistency. Like, you know, why on earth is Frank handing her a gun? She doesn't know he's a gun. That would be stupid of him to do. And like he forced the writers to come up with solutions that the rest of us would have been like, why did he do that?
Yeah. Yeah, well, because he cared about the character. That was the thing. He really cared about the character. I watched the first season of the Punisher show. I didn't love it. But it wasn't because he was a bad actor or anything like that. So yeah, what if it was like I'm trying to see I can't read what the name says. Bizette as a bee said in the chat right there that maybe it's because he banged She-Hulk and that was why he stopped. He's like, I can't do this anymore. I just met the most vapid nonsense person I've ever met in my life. And if that's the kind of people that are now superheroes, I'm not a superhero anymore.
That walk of shame took a lot out of him.
It really did. It took a lot out of me.
All it had to do was be Ally McBeal with villains.
I know. Well, it was a superhero show made by people that never read comic books and a legal show made by people who didn't understand the law.
Yeah, no lawyers.
Yeah.
I was raised to believe in grace.
Okay, that's another one right there. White Tiger is a male in this show. Thank goodness. They've undone the gender swap, Kev.
It's his sister becomes the White Tiger anyway, so that was never that bad.
Yeah, but when I heard White Tiger was in this, I said, "There's no way in hell it's not going to be a woman." And they,
it will be. It will be.
Maybe eventually, but.
But I was also
All right, he just bashed a guy's head through glass, like face into glass there. So
raised.
He just snapped the dude's leg in half.
To believe in retribution.
Cool.
Did you hear at the end? They were doing the like the actual. Guys, that looks good.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I just want to say one thing. Props to Ray Stevenson because he was an awesome Punisher, and he blew a guy up with a rocket launcher.
Yeah, Ray Stevenson. Look, I don't think we've ever had a bad Punisher. Ray Stevenson was fantastic. I thought Thomas Jane was really great.
I think John Travolta's death in the end of that movie is the best thing in the movie.
Oh, he's dragged into the car lot.
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren.
Oh yeah, I forgot Dolph Lundgren was the Punisher. Never mind, we have had a bad Punisher. That's so bad.
No,
It's good
Dolph
though.
Lundgren was an awesome Punisher.
Yeah.
Louis Gossett Jr.
I
made
loved
his
that as a
backup.
kid.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have watched it as a kid.
Movie.
I'm just saying, it's a take.
A really long monologue and punishment, and then the Punisher logo pops up.
Who's the side character that like only speaks in Shakespeare quotes?
Yeah,
that was a bit much.
The I love the Thomas Jane one because he fights Kevin Nash.
Yes.
I actually have a soft spot for the Thomas Jane one too, but I get the impression that's not a very popular movie. I actually really liked that one.
It wasn't popular enough to get a sequel. He did that fan film eventually, where he played Punisher.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It was supposed to get a sequel. It was supposed to get a sequel.
It set it up for it.
Yeah, it got super delayed, and then they chose to not use Thomas Jane. I think he kind of stopped being famous at that point.
Well,
he had
didn't he do Jonah Hex? Wasn't he Jonah Hex?
No, Josh Brolin was Jonah Hex.
That was Josh Brolin. Okay.
Thomas Jane had that Punisher far away, insane look down pat. Like that, he had that really, really good.
Yeah.
And I love the scene in the diner where he's sitting in the diner and the singing guy comes in with the guitar and he sings I can hear what you're thinking, and Thomas Jane's face just never changes. It's perfect. He was really good. But John Barenthal, I thought the fact that he was not nominated for an Emmy after Daredevil season 2, just based on that scene where the two of them are sitting in the graveyard and he's telling him the story of how his kids died. Like, if you can watch that and not cry, then you're a stronger man than I, because he puts his heart out there. It's fantastic. You guys know what scene I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's fantastic. They don't have, because you know what? They never had to cut away from it. They never had to go into flashback. They never had to show you, because the writing was so good and the delivery was so perfect that it just wasn't needed. And you see, like, Charlie Cox sells it perfectly with, like, you see the tears coming down out of his mask. Oh, it's really, really good.
Sorry, I was thinking about the meme where someone asked the Minions where they were during the 1940s, and it cuts to Frank in the courtroom. Because I liked it, and I'll do it again. Everybody's wondering where the memes were during the 40s, early 40s.
I've never seen that meme, but I need to see it. It sounds amazing. So guys, thoughts? Who else thought that was good?
It looked good.
Anyone?
To someone who didn't watch it, I thought it looked good. Really dark.
I like the look of it too, and I am really shocked that Disney is actually letting them be violent. That makes me very happy. It looks like they've got the fight choreography good. I liked the music that we heard in the trailer. I did not see the Netflix season, so I can't comment about how it lines up with that. But this kind of reminded me a little bit of Frank Miller Daredevil, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's where they're taking their inspiration from, for sure. Martin, what did you think of it?
I liked it a lot. I'm really excited for it. I do wonder if he accidentally mixes and matches the different costumes because he is blind.
That is true. I really like that they never played into when the first time we saw the world on fire thing in the first one, where he could see Claire's face and you see the way he sees. I thought we were gonna start falling back into that as a framing device to kind of see the world through his eyes. I'm glad they don't do that.
It's enough that we know it.
Yeah, it's enough that we know that that's how he sees it. We saw it one time, and the rest, because he is blind. He can't see. Like, it's even more. Sometimes in the comics, when they use it as a framing device, it's like, okay, he sees he can see, but he just sees everything tinted in red. But I liked the world on fire stuff and how it flowed and how it just kind of like, I really enjoyed that. Yeah, there are some things in the original that don't make sense, like when he's tracking the when he's tracking the hand ninjas because he can't hear their heartbeats. He's tracking them by their weapons, and they put their weapons away, and he can't see them anymore. And I'm like, they're still like making steps, like no, I don't care how light on their feet they are. That's still going to make a sound to him,
and breathing and everything.
Well, the point is that they could slow their heart rate and their breathing to the point where he can't pick it up. Even his senses can't pick it up. But no, you know what? He does end up following them by following their breath. It was because eventually they have to exhale. So once they do, he can track them, and it's like a whole thing with Stick.
Jack and the Archers, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just remembering how that was a plot device in the last episode of Cheers, right? They think the pilot's dead, but he's just slowed his heart rate.
Something like that, yeah. Jess, you watched the first season of Daredevil. What'd you think? Did you think that was pretty much in line with what you remember?
Like, I definitely was getting kind of flashbacks to like, man, I really, really remember loving this show, you know, from, of course, seeing the first season. But for the last 10 years and 10 years plus, every time a good trailer has come out, you know, all my friends would get excited, and this sounds weird to say, but I don't watch anything these days. I don't watch television. I don't watch movies. I somehow end up seeing them at some point, but I don't reach out. And I see this trailer and I go, yeah, that looks nice. I don't trust it. I just don't trust these people anymore, because every time a good trailer would come out for the last few years for anything that my friends were into, then a couple of months later, all I would hear is the complaints that something snuck in, it got woke, it fell apart at the end. So yeah, I'm watching this and I'm going, yeah, that's cool, but it's tempered with the, and it's not gonna, like, it's not sticking around.
Right.
They've still got the taint from however many years this has been developed, and you know, it's really easy to pick out quick shots that look great when they're all put together, but then as soon as you start watching, you know, the first few episodes are going to come out, and I swear people are just going to be like, what's that hiding back there? Oh, what are they actually setting up there? Interesting. But we'll see. You know, who knows? Maybe a leopard can change its stripes.
We'll see. We'll definitely see. And I'm not saying that I'm like completely on board and that I'm 100% optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic about this.
Yeah.
Just because it could very easily take a turn.
The nice thing is the fact that they felt that they had to release a trailer like this. Like, that is probably the most positive thing about the trailer. It's like, yeah, the trailer's cool. I love the meta that they even had to release something like this in this day and age to get people excited about it. It's like, well, excellent. Whoever directed that, keep on going.
Yeah, you know what? This trailer was more violent than the Netflix show. Like the limb breaking and stuff like that. Nolan and Trish, what are you both snickering about? Are you guys doing?
Well,
are you guys in the private chat? Like,
someone in the comments, they were. I think it was Ninja. Was it? Yeah, Ninja Master. He was talking about Overwatch, and I found out Lauren loved Overwatch. And next thing you know, it's all gone back to butt exit. Like all tales in life.
Oh my goodness. You know, guys, the private chat is supposed to be for somebody to be like, "Hey, I gotta go. Outro me." I look over and it's like 15 messages in the private chat, and I'm like, "What am I missing?" And then I'm like, "Oh, it's just nonsense."
Kids, you've lost your private chat privileges.
I keep looking because I'm like, "Oh no, is Lauren telling me he has to go or something like that?" I'm missing it.
No, he's just calling me names. That's all.
I posted an accompanying video to the Ezra Miller arrest, but you missed it.
Oh yeah, I missed it because it got buried.
That was not fair. That was the first thing in there, you liar.
I think I see it.
Don't be a butt exit, Marvin.
Sorry, I put Kyle MacLachlan's message about David Lynch in there and drowned the chat.
Kev, I have no idea what this is. Is this going to get us demonetized?
No, everybody loves this.
Okay. Okay, I will play whatever this is.
Even YouTube loves it.
But you just assured me that I could speak
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what? Gentlemen, this is democracy.
What?
Ta-ta and farewell. One top, look.
Oh my god!
I forgot that was a thing, and the second it popped up on the screen, it all came back to me.
I love live leaks so much.
Is that real or is that staged? I have to know.
100% real. The guy who did it died a couple years ago, but they even went back and talked to him about it.
Live
my
leak
God.
used to be a magical
What were they arresting him
place.
for?
I don't remember.
Was that England or was that Australia?
No, he was publicly intoxicated and had outstanding warrants.
Wait, I'm sorry. He's that eloquent while publicly intoxicated? Yes. You know your judo, sir.
Some people get more so when drunk.
I see you know your judo well. This is democracy manifest.
You know your judo well was my favorite one.
I mean, getting drunk, you only, get rid of the things that really hold you back. It doesn't really change your personality. I mean, have you guys ever been to Shitface Shakespeare? Like that is an experience.
No. Excrement face. Language.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you,
Poop
Laura.
face Shakespeare.
No, I'll allow that one.
They give me the Captain. They give me the Captain America treatment here. You got to deal with it too.
A succulent Chinese meal.
A succulent Chinese meal. I wondered why you said that when we were watching the Ezra Miller thing. I was like, what is he talking about? That's some kind of an Apollo reference that I don't understand.
I forgot.
Oh my God, that was I have to bookmark that immediately.
The
because I have to
language
watch
of the
that
ancient
all
ones.
the time.
You know your judo well.
You know your judo well. It's quite a nice head. The next time you're in the ring, Kev, and somebody gets you in a headlock, you got to go, that's quite a nice headlock you've got there.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. All right. You know what? One of the last things we're going to talk about here tonight will be Captain America: Brave New World. We can close it on that. We can close it on the good that Marvel's doing and then the bad that Marvel's doing. So we got two Captain America stories here. The first one involves Seth freaking Rollins from the WWE. Captain America: Brave New World has cut WWE's Seth Rollins after frantic rewrites and reshoots. Wrestler says he doesn't want his fans to, quote, waste their time on the Marvel film.
Dang.
In case you were going for him.
Five-time WWE World Champion Seth Rollins officially confirmed the long-standing rumor that his anticipated role in Captain America: Brave New World has been cut following extensive rewrites and reshoots for the upcoming film. Rollins shared the news during a video interview with YouTuber Chris Van Vliet, shedding light on his involvement or lack thereof in the latest entry to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Rollins was initially cast in the film as a member of the Serpent Society and was photographed in costume on the set. However, this was before a series of disastrous test screenings reportedly led to sweeping rewrites and frantic reshoots. He said, "I wish it the best, but I am not a part of the film." He elaborated, saying, "The script went through a lot of rewrites and reshoots, and so what I was there to do, essentially my role got either repurposed or completely erased. I did do a bit of an audition to possibly pop into another role, I believe, or the repurposing of my role. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but they ended up going in a different direction with it. My understanding is there were a lot of rewrites and reshoots. They know they've got a finished product that they're happy with, and hopefully it's successful, but it will be sans Seth Rollins." And then he said, there might be two people. He goes, I'm not in the movie. I don't want anyone to go to the film thinking, oh, I'm here to see Seth Rollins. There might be two people who would do that, but I don't want those two people to waste their time. I don't want to misinform anyone. I don't want to lead anyone astray. I am not in the film. And then he said he doesn't care because he doesn't love acting. He loves wrestling, which reminds us all of what John Cena said when he criticized The Rock. So I just wanted an excuse to put this Peacemaker photo in there because I think it's amazing.
He did apologize.
He apologized to The Rock later, because I think when he started to do Hollywood movies, he was like, "Man, this is awesome. I get it. I'm making a lot more. I'm making a lot more money for a lot less work."
He could have ignored that he said that. So.
Oh yeah, no, he could have just taken the fact that he was a hypocrite and worn it like everybody else in Hollywood, but he actually addressed it, and I give Cena a lot of credit for that. But Captain America: Brave New World's box office projections are showing a similar opening to Captain America: Winter Soldier, and that's a very bad thing for Marvel. Now, you might say, Marv, Captain America: Winter Soldier was a success. Everyone loves Captain America: Winter Soldier. It made money. Yes, it did. 11 years ago, when movie tickets were $2 cheaper on the whole, and that movie had a budget of $150 million. This one has a budget of $350 million, which, with all the reshoots factored in before marketing, you're looking at, with marketing factored in, you're looking at about $500 million for this movie in production costs.
That's just insane.
And this movie's not going to make money. Nobody cares. They're eyeing a $96 million opening weekend, and then maybe $200 million in total for its run.
They're making movies so expensive now that they are the reason why they're not making money.
Well,
you know what I mean? It's like you look at how much some of these movies make, and it's a failure, but it's like, 100 million. I'm thinking like that's actually like not horrible if the budget wasn't utterly insane.
You make an excellent point, Trish, because a lot of these companies could actually still be getting away with making crap movies and still turning a profit. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Isn't Mufasa still on track to make like $500 million or was past it or such?
I think it passed it.
And that film looks like trash. But if they didn't completely destroy their budget with that, they'd probably be making some pretty good money right now. Is no one checking this stuff?
Well, they fired the people that were. Ike Perlmutter was big on making sure the budgets made sense for the movie they were putting out, and they got rid of him.
And they wanted to pretend like $1 billion movie was commonplace and that people were just going to spend forever. Yeah, it's the mindset of your customers are consumers and not customers. So we're going to put it out and they're going to go because we told them to go, and it's okay. We can jack the price up. They're going to pay it anyway.
They think it's like Walmart, to where the things you need in life to survive are a necessity, and people have to keep coming because they just want to live. Whereas movies, the reality is, it's still a luxury at the end of the day. People can say no.
You're correct, Nolan. Guys, so what we've got as far as this movie goes, it's just a disastrous money pit. And what Trish said, these movies are so expensive. But here's the thing. Winter Soldier cost $150 million, and it looked great, and it was great, and it was well written and well acted and well shot. These movies now are costing $300 million, and they look like garbage.
What are they projecting for this movie?
$96 million opening weekend.
I mean,
that Trish that is a 5-day weekend. By the way, $96 million over 5 days.
That's a little different.
What do you say? Your numbers are what you thought that was good?
Oh, I don't know. They've also got me turned about in my head because I'm like, it sounds bad, but it doesn't sound that bad, but it's really good at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so muddled.
When you actually think about it, here's the thing. You have to not only do you have to make back your production budget, you also have to make back your marketing costs. And then movie theaters get a percentage of every ticket sold.
And you also got to figure every succeeding weekend is going to have the box office take.
Yep.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Eddie Izzard's bit about dictators getting rid of people. And he talks about how it's a tragedy when a couple of people die, but a dictator kills millions of people. Like, wow, I guess that was a big day for you. Because we're just not built to process numbers that big.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like 96 million sounds good to me. Okay, when you say 5-day weekend, that changes it a little bit. But like still, and I'm thinking, if it were Winter Soldier's budget, okay, granted that's not even breaking even yet, but you could theoretically get there. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, the movie would have to be good.
A movie like Winter Soldier, feasibly, if you consider $150 million budget, probably double that, or at least add another maybe 100 mil for marketing costs. It probably had to make $300 to $350 million to make a profit, and it did. It made that.
I say, but think about it. Back then when it was 150 mil, well, the opening weekend they were pulling a 60, 70, sometimes $80 million weekend or $100 million weekend. So, you were, by the time you got to the second week, you were already in the recouping your losses phase. Now, Black Panther, More Important Forever. How much money did they spend on that? They won't tell us because of the inane choices they made. That came nowhere near close to making money. God knows how much money they've lost on Captain America, and it's 57 million reshoots. You're gonna have to steal some small Eastern European country's GDP to pay this movie back.
Do we know how much they? Sorry.
Go ahead, Trish.
Do we know how much they paid Harrison Ford for this?
I don't.
Not enough
Too
to grow a
much.
mustache.
Yeah, not enough for a mustache.
You know what I
Just
mean?
show up.
It's like I love Harrison Ford, but it's like, how much
I'm
did he
looking
get
it up.
paid?
I'm looking it up right now. Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford's salary for his role as Thunderbolt Ross is not publicly available. However, his salary for other films can range anywhere from $12 to $65 million.
I know this is going to eat at Lorne. I could see it on his face already.
So $65 million.
Even if it's like
Jesus.
the halfway point of that. You know what I mean? It's just like, really? We needed to add that on top of everything?
Somebody needs to tell Harrison to stop. I honestly, at this point, it's embarrassing. It's like, go enjoy your retirement. We don't need to see you anymore. I love you, but let me miss you. I would rather do that than continue to be embarrassed by what you're doing. Just stop.
I do love that he's retired from acting. I love that he's retired from acting, but still appears in movies.
Right.
It's hey Lord, you know how much weed $65 million buys.
It's just it's just sad at this point. There was a point when I get it. He's not the world's greatest actor, but he's my favorite actor, and I used to love everything that he came out in. And I hate the fact that now when I hear he's in a project, I die a little inside. It's like nobody is making you do this, Harrison. You can actually go off and enjoy your life now. You don't have to do this. You're screwing your legacy. Just stop.
I get it. He's your Burt Reynolds.
I'm my Burt Reynolds.
In the name of the king.
I just feel like there's someone on all of these movie production sets that just, they've got the ear of the director and they're going, how many extra people are going to come to the movie if you pull Harrison Ford in?
Yeah.
And they just keep on Harrison Ford and be like, would you like 25% of our budget to come just stand? And I don't blame Harrison Ford for this because as he said, I don't care.
I will say, Lauren, do you think he even cares about his legacy? Because he does not strike me as someone who gets.
No, he doesn't. But I would hope that he would for the audience. Now, there is one thing that I will say positive about the fact that he's in this movie, and I saw it in the trailer, I think, if I remember right. And that is, there was a Leslie Nielsen movie at some point, I don't remember which one, in which he was playing the President of the United States. And one of the gags in the movie was that there was a portrait in the back, and it had Harrison Ford as a portrait of a former president. In this movie, in Harrison Ford's White House, there's a portrait of Leslie Nielsen as the president.
I love
And
that.
that's a cool gag. I like that they're doing
fun.
that.
Was that Hot Shots Part 2? Maybe.
I don't remember. I don't know for sure. I just know that it was. That made me laugh. That's cool. I'm glad they're doing that.
You know what? There's I forget who made this point a while back that I heard somebody made a point about an actor where they were like, oh, I don't care about my legacy, and they're like, no, I care about it. I care about you. Like, I care about remembering you well. As a fan of you, though, I will say I saw when I watched. I love everything Bill Lawrence touches because I love Scrubs so much. So I watched Shrinking on Apple TV with Harrison Ford and Jason Segel, the psychiatrist show.
Kevin, that's that clip we saw. Sorry.
I heard that was good.
He's wonderful in it. He's like revitalized in that. It's like there's a skip in his step and like a lightness to his voice that you have not heard in decades. And I'm like, wow, he really likes this script.
I know what Kevin's gonna do.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not gonna do it.
You wanted to, though.
I did. I did.
And we saw a clip of him, and it was something we won't say, but it was really, like, legitimately really funny. I laughed out loud at it. It was all Harrison Ford.
He's very funny in that show. The second season just came out. I have to watch it. But Bill Lawrence, by the way, Bill Lawrence is he's doing another season of Ted Lasso. He's doing another season of Shrinking. He's doing an HBO comedy with Steve Carell. And he's doing like 2 other things and the Scrubs reunion.
Ted Lasso ended.
I did too, but apparently they're doing one more season.
Oh, okay.
I think Apple TV was like, look, this is the only thing we've got.
Please stay.
Please do more. Please keep doing more. But yeah, I mean, the Scrubs. Chris, what do you think about the Scrubs reboot? Or not really reboot, but it's basically gonna get like the Will and Grace treatment or Frasier treatment.
There once upon a time there might have been a time that I was a little bit more into that idea, and I think now I'm just so burnt out on all that stuff. Like, it's not Scrubs' fault. It's how many of these things they've done's fault. So
as long as they're all back and the new characters are not annoying, I will not hate it. I don't think. As long
Trish,
as
I have a question. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Marvin.
Well, I mean, it's one thing that makes me sad is that Ted is gone.
I know that is sad.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you, Trish. Will this be better or worse than the anime version of House?
Oh gosh,
better. I'm assuming
that's a real thing. I thought that was parody when I saw it
it's real.
on Twitter.
Can I say that it is a very House thing to have happen to House?
Yeah, I could see that. Oh god, poor Ted. It's not gonna be the same without Ted. So I'm rewatching Scrubs right now with my wife, and she's never seen it before. So I'm like watching it through her eyes, and I got her playing the Snoop beard face Colonel Dr. Mickhead game, which is whenever you see one of them in the background, you have to call it out. That show, there's nothing like that show. That show is just.
Did she hate JD yet?
Yes, because we got to the part where everyone starts to hate JD when he gets Elliot and realizes
it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
Yeah, well, because Zach Braff is such a douche that like he can't JD, despite JD being a lovable character for most of the show. Zach Braff's inner douche like creeps in as soon as he gets comfortable with the role.
He's in the same vein as Ted from How I Met Your Mother. Maybe a little more likable generally, but it's like Ted on How I Met Your Mother is insufferable to me.
It wasn't until season 3 that he got insufferable. Ted got insufferable.
Encyclopedia.
Yeah. When they turned him into Brian Griffin, that was when he got insufferable for me.
I think I'd like to see in the Scrubs reboot, first Becky play Elliot for an episode.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny.
That'd be funny.
That would be a really funny meta joke, and Bill Lawrence probably tried to make it happen during the original run.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really, really funny.
Or at least a new girlfriend for JD to have for a couple episodes or something.
And she's just like Elliot, but nobody else sees it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really funny. I mean, look, as long as I need JD, I need Turk, I need Dr. Cox, I need Elliot, Carla, Dr. Kelso, and the janitor.
The list just keeps going.
Yeah.
I need this and this, and then this one.
Yes, I also need Hooch. I need Dr. Wynn. Just getting a really, really obscure character.
Honestly, I just need Dr. Cox.
Who's the dude bro doctor? The surgeon?
Turk.
No.
Todd.
No,
the Todd.
Yeah.
Well, the Todd is trust me, the Todd's not doing anything, so he'll be back. Did you ever see the Scrubs reboot? The Scrubs reunion on Cougar Town?
Yes.
Cougar Town?
That's hysterical.
On
you
Cougar
look like
Town.
my boss.
Yeah. So Ted was a character on Cougar Town, and playing Ted.
Like,
but also
the same Ted?
Yes,
he's playing Ted, Teddy Buckland.
Like a Cheers Frasier situation?
Yes, pretty much. So Elliot, Jordan, Dr. Kelso, and like a bunch of other people from Scrubs were all in that show playing other characters. And so Bill Lawrence decided to be really mad. You know what? I'm going to pull it up. We're going to watch it. because
It's
really
hysterical.
good.
Oh,
It's
hysterical.
amazing. It's amazing. Hold on. Yep.
Why are you freaking out, sweetie?
Hey, big guy. This is weird, man. Everyone here looks like someone from my old job. Old you was nice to me. Old you hated me.
I kind of feel the same way now.
That's exactly what old you would say. That's exactly what old you would do. Anyone seen Junebug? Oh, dear God in heaven!
Hey man, did you order pizza? Why are you so sweaty?
You all right, Five? From the big dog.
Did you see the on Community? Abed was obsessed with Cougar Town for a while, and there's an episode. There's an episode where Abed is in Cougar Town.
Oh,
like the character.
Yeah, so there's a joke in Community where he got a chance to be on the show, and then Cougar Town recreated the scene that is in Community.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah. I love that. Bill Lawrence is one of my heroes, like as a creative. I just think he's brilliant, and that's why I'm not super concerned about the Scrubs reboot, because Bill Lawrence is the one in charge of it.
I mean, I'm not hearing it and going like, oh, that's going to be terrible. It's just more, I'm a product of our environment right now.
So here's the thing: the reason why the season 9 of Scrubs didn't work was because you
It was
lost
supposed
JD.
to be a spinoff.
Yeah, you lost JD after a few episodes. There was no Elliot, there was no Carla, there was no janitor. The janitor is the heart and soul of the show. If you lose the janitor, you lose the show. And I don't think he's doing anything. I don't think his show is still on the air. So I think
The middle's been done.
Yeah. So I think
Much to Nolan's chagrin, because I know Nolan loves
That
that
show's
show.
been off the air for like years at this point.
Unless he had another show after that.
By the way, the one thing that I don't like about Ted being on Cougar Town is they say that Gooch left him.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this is not canon, because I need Ted to have his happy ending. But yeah. All right, guys.
Well, happy ending's a lot different from a happily ever after.
Well, that's true.
That depends on whether you die.
All right, guys. That's everything I got to talk about this week. Anything else? We got some super chats to get to, and then I think we're out of here.
I just have to say, as someone who never watched Scrubs but saw plenty of GIF collections, I could still appreciate that clip you showed. But what I was really enjoying is Nolan Thunder freaking out over a possible Star Trek animated reboot in the chat.
Chef Eddie had me terrified. He said, "Are you watching the Star Trek Voyager animated reboot?" And I'm like, Kirksman would do it. He would.
Oh, Prodigy's actually pretty good. I like Prodigy.
All right. Tyler Golosinski for $4.99 says, I don't mind Harley Quinn as a hero. She can be sexy, but non-gassy and not gay.
Well said.
Okay, the you want to talk about starring the writer's barely contained fetish. I mean, the farting Harley Quinn comic book, that is a real thing.
Yeah, and
That's
one of my favorite Harley episodes was when she was like on probation and goes shopping. Like, that was such a fun episode. It's like, yeah, she could absolutely be a good guy. You just have to have writers that aren't, barely containing their fetish or not containing it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like they don't want to see her as a victim, but she is a victim of everything.
That's
she's
the
bad,
point
but she's
of
a
her.
victim. You know what I mean? And it's like they want to just make her like and it's like, no.
She is strong, powerful woman. No, she's not. She's the opposite of that.
And
She's
that's
a psychopath.
okay.
She is a
That's how
psychopath who was taken in by a bigger psychopath who manipulates her. That's the point of her. The greatest Harley moment of all time is Mad Love, when you actually get the origin story, and she's in traction at the end of the episode, and she's just like, that rotten, no good. And then she looks at the side table, and there's a little rose there. It says, "Get well soon, love, Jay." She goes, "Angel," and I was like, that's Harley Quinn.
Phenomenal writing.
No matter what happens, she goes back to him, because you all know that woman who runs back to the abusive guy.
And they always want to talk about
the
issues, and that's an issue. Like
my
social
favorite was
issue.
when-
Like
They're
my
the
favorite was when-
definition of a toxic relationship, yet the bozos writing this stuff don't know what a toxic relationship is.
It's all the relationships they know.
They put her in that. There was that one episode of Batman the Animated Series where she teamed up with Poison Ivy, and because of that, we've gotten the two of them as a lesbian couple for the last 30 years.
It used to be guys and girls can be. Go ahead,
I'm sorry. I was saying the whole point of this is that they established that they have a friendship because the friendship kept popping up in other episodes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it used to be like women. Guys and girls can be friends. That used to be the thing, and now I feel like it's like, well, girls can be friends. Like I feel like it's kind of inverted itself now. It's like, okay,
Well, no, yeah, girls can't be friends, and guys can't be friends with guys. So it's
I remember the Christmas episode of Batman the Animated Series where I think it was one of the first episodes of season 4, and I remember there was a scene where you see Harley and Ivy, and they were very scantily clad, in their dorm, whatever they were before they were plotting and stuff, and it was just because, they're comfortable around each other, and the fan fiction writer saw it as, oh, that must mean they're lovers. It was just...
And not to go back to this, but, like, for Scrubs, I'm wondering what Scrubs is going to do with Turk and JD, because, like, Turk and JD, the whole joke with Turk and JD was just that they were, like, really great bros, and, like to the point where they, like, I love Turk and JD's friendship. Like, they were just close guy friends. And it destigmatized a lot of that kind of stuff. And nowadays, I don't know, there's a lot of things that Scrubs did that you can't, they're jokes you can't tell anymore. But Ryan Plays for $5 Canadian says, with every single day passing that I'm subbed to this channel, I get more and more convinced to watch the DuckTales reboot. How have you not already? If there's anyone still watching out there that has not watched the DuckTales reboot, what are you waiting for? How much more do I have to convince you?
It was really good.
You watched it?
Late.
Yeah, I did. My son loved it.
When did you watch it? Did you watch it like long ago, or did you watch it because of this of hearing about it on the show?
No, it's been a while now.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't think that we saw I didn't see the entire series. I think my son did, but we loved it when it was out.
You know what? I stopped in the middle of the 3rd season years ago, and then just finished it recently, just because I loved the show so much. I didn't want it to end.
Been there.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised that it was a successful revival. It was actually really good, and it had some good messages in it. It was not a bad show.
Because
it makes a difference when you actually pick people who actually like the source material to write your reboots.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's because there was a genuine love and respect of the source material, as opposed to something like Velma or The Witcher, where the creative team has just an aversion to the source material. So,
but it was Disney at that time, and they had to shoehorn in a character with 2 dads.
Oh, of course they did. Of course they did. They never actually reference. I think there's one reference to it that's like a very passing reference. You just see them, but it's not. Yeah.
There's a whole episode, obstacle course episode, where
you see them
front and center. Oh no, there's a character that's talking about how she loves her dads.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I think Lena calls her my sister from 2 Misters or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that was season 3. Yeah, it got a little weird. You and Cumia for $2 says use the Triple H voice during a gameplay. I did that once. It was really fun. We played Game of War. We did gaming with the game, and it was a lot of fun. But my voice was spitting blood. I was spitting blood by the end of it because I did the Triple H voice for like 3 hours straight.
Oh my god.
Yeah. John Williams for one, or at least it felt like 3 hours, probably more like an hour. But John Williams for $1.99 says Rivals made people love Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl has always had a rabid fan base that
no pun intended.
Hopefully more normal people like Squirrel Girl now.
Kevin looks like he has no idea what you're talking about.
No, I just have nothing remotely positive to say about Squirrel Girl or Squirrel Girl people.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Then he does know what you're talking about.
He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Regina Sharp for $5 says midnight showing. Nothing beats seeing Wild Wild West open at the drive-in in Rota, Spain. That does sound like it.
With the giant spider.
Giant spider in the third act. Yeah.
That was supposed to be in Superman Lives.
Thanagarian Snare Beast.
There it is. Thank you, Martin.
Harry D. Bastard for £5 sterling. That's proper money. Says, has any of the panel read the Garth Ennis Punisher Max series? Up is down, black is white, or Slavers is begging to be made into a TV series? Anybody read that?
Yes, there's a seminal work.
Yeah, way back in the day, I read that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never read a lot of Punisher comics. I usually only read Punisher when he popped up in Daredevil. One of my favorite comic arcs of all time is The Devil in Cell Block D, which is where Matt Murdock finally gets arrested for being Daredevil, and it's Daredevil, Punisher, Kingpin, and Bullseye all in prison together, and it's fantastic. It's really, really good. And then, go ahead.
If you want an easy to read Punisher trade, because Frank used to have 2 books that ran concurrent, the Nam and the regular Punisher, and Nam was about Frank's time in Vietnam, and then someone realized, well, we have to address his age and how this all happened, and they take all the Nam stories, and then when the Nam ends, they fill in the blanks of the Punishers of Frank's life and explain how he lied about his age to get into Vietnam and how he became a cop, and then you roll into the Punisher, and it's actually pretty cool.
When you said easy to read Punisher, I was thinking like a Punisher Golden book.
See Junkie run. See Frank run after Junkie. Junkie can't outrun Gun. Bang bang, Junkie's done.
Oh, Tyler Golosinski for $5 says the McDonald's commercial with John Cena is creepy. Either it's his clothes or his face or his lines. Don't know what's worse.
You never saw it, yeah.
I have not seen this John Cena McDonald's.
I don't want to now.
I actually agree. I think he does look weird in it, and we were talking about this in the chat briefly. I think he's just looking weirdly old. There's something about him that doesn't look right about him, like he's not well or something.
I remember when I'm not going to even pretend I know wrestling like a lot of people here, but I know when that stuff happened, and we can have our own little theories about it, when he was at the Oscars or something like that, and he showed up nude. Something about how he looked, something just looked wrong with him. Like something's going on. It was weird. It was really weird.
I found it. Hold on, let's see.
I'd like to introduce you to McValue at McDonald's. With McValue, you can...
Do you eat much McDonald's, John? The way with your body looking like that? Because I don't think you do at your age. But
buy one and add any one of these for only $1. And look at that. You can do the same thing during breakfast. It's crazy. You see, at any moment in the day, McValue can take you to a place where a whole new menu of possibilities exist.
There is something off about this.
John, blink twice if you need help.
There's something uncanny valley about it.
It's his hair, right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's not his hair.
Yeah.
Is he wearing a rug?
Because I've been staring at his hair.
That's it.
Inspiring you to order more from life than you could ever imagine.
He looks like Ward Cleaver is managing
Take a look at your surroundings.
What'd you say?
He does. Looks like
Ward
Ward Cleaver's
Ward
managing.
Cleaver. Yeah, Ward Cleaver is managing McDonald's.
Oh, God.
Take a look at your environment. Take a look at your past decisions. Take a look at your present. Are you curious about the future?
What was that?
And setting your expectations at perfection is not...
I'm sorry. Is he still talking about hamburgers?
This is the extra inspirational version.
Okay.
A way for growth. So I'd use the word curiosity, and that's a long way to get there. But if you stay curious, I think you can get the most out of last menu. Because if you don't, you're leaving some of those moments on the table. You gotta try.
I would have skipped this YouTube video by now.
Yeah. He spit that chicken nugget out the second that camera stopped rolling, by the way. There's no way that John Cena polluted his body with McDonald's food. There's no way.
I hope I don't like it doesn't ban this channel, but I feel like this is an MK Ultra trigger of some sort.
I know, right?
I was gonna say it looks like somebody put LSD in his HGH.
You might just think McValue adds the power of choice to McDonald's menu, but it also adds the power of perspective. And depending on how you look
Choice is
at
an
it,
illusion.
it might be the most powerful thing you can order.
Why is
And
this
while
so
you're-
long?
Notice we didn't
Great
see,
question.
we didn't see him swallow there either.
Oh, wait. I see it there in the ocean. It says RFK Jr. must be stopped.
Stop him.
I can't wait to meet you.
There is something wrong with that man.
Hi there.
Ugh.
I will
Sorry,
say
the frogs are fully gay right now. I'm just sitting here going, "Don't say anything."
I
Oh,
thought he wasn't
man.
wearing pants, but it's just khakis.
Oh my god. A little bit in his defense, he is rather close to turning 50. So
Listen,
he's not a kid.
I get it.
Tread carefully.
Well, I mean, I'm not that far behind. But you know what I mean? It's like he's not going to look the way
But-
he did in 2003. You know what I mean?
That's a valid point, but usually, you'll notice it just in the face and stuff like
no,
that.
it's still
I mean,
weird.
he looks like his grandma's being held hostage. I don't know what's up with this poor dude.
It's still
We
weird.
need to recut that with Piper putting on the sunglasses and obey.
That's exactly it. It's like, Nolan, I could start explaining things, but again, I don't want to get this channel banned. I'm not going.
Oh,
Alex
you know how
Jones
much I have
here.
to hold back every stream, Jess. You know how
Yeah.
much.
You
Jess,
and I,
Jess-
we need to chat.
Jess, once we're off the air, we're in the post show. You can go nuts.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, but that was surreal. Oh, what a way to end.
Ugh.
All right, that does it for this week. Lauren Connor, where can the folks find out more about you and everything you're up to?
You can find me at Lauren Connor on X, at Lauren Connor 9030 on YouTube. You can find me on Pro's channel rather frequently. I do the Genre Guys with Hangry Table and Lou Wasserman's Ghost. I think that covers it.
You're doing the Genre Guys with me pretty soon for at least 2 episodes, I think.
Yep, I think we got a couple coming up.
Yeah, we do. First movie we're doing is Sinbad, I believe.
Yeah, did we select a second one?
I have not heard about a second one yet, but Lou told me about Sinbad.
Like
All right.
Patrick Wayne Sinbad?
No, this was the which one was it? I don't remember now. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah,
I think it was it Charles Lawton? I don't remember.
It might have been.
We'll figure it out.
Yep. Nolan, Martin Stone, where can, because I know you guys are going to say the same thing, but Nolan has something else to hype also. Martin Stone, where can folks find out more about you and everything you're up to?
Well, you can find me on the That Park Place YouTube channel, where I do a members exclusive with Nolan Thunder, Hangry Table, and Trish. We are the Lost Guys. And we've been talking a lot about 80s fare and
Really have.
things that we've all forgotten about, but we're really enjoying rediscovering. And tomorrow morning, you can find me on That Park Place, the website, where I talk about a little scrape between a bunch of influencers and a giant money corporation.
Yes. Can't wait for that. 7 a.m. that drops. Nolan Thunder, where can folks find out more about you and everything you're up to?
You can find me at my channel at Nolan Thunder. I talk about this thing. Did you ever have this when you were young? This is the Nintendo 64. There's an urban legend that this thing was made with some evil artificial intelligence, kind of like the stuff Jess and me have been alluding to this whole time. Built into this game right here, Mario 64, and I have a little mini documentary I've been working on for a few months here. Should be coming out here in the near future. Filming at this house finally wrapped, so that should be on its way. And if you like the idea of internet mysteries or video game mysteries, please check out my series Lost in the Files at my channel Nolan Thunder. Thank you for the moment to plug.
All right. Jessica Calais Sheffield, where can folks find out more about everything you've got going on?
Well, guys, you can check out all my stuff at calaisworks.net. And if you sign up for the newsletter, I have a weekly little mini podcast, very, very short, just clips where I'm talking about different things. That's every single Wednesday. And I'm actually going to be re-uploading the D&D campaign that I released a few years ago because I need to migrate it from my website to another host. So if you're keeping an eye on that, that'll be coming out probably in the next month or so. Besides that, still working on the Japan visa, so hopefully in a couple of months I'll be doing these from over there for the rest of the year.
I will be super happy for you. I'll be sad that we're not going to have any more Disney Springs lunches after that. So we got to have many more.
We got to get them in.
Then. Yeah. All right, Trish, where can folks find out more about everything you're up to?
Here or Lost Guys this, as Martin rightfully pointed out, guys, can encompass girls, so I'm cool with it.
We're progressive.
Woo! My episode about Gem and Maxie's in the can, so that was a good time. And otherwise, it's me here hanging with.
We gotta do a new
guys.
Crime and Punishment very soon.
Mhm.
You and I talking about the wonderful world of the not so wonderful world of murder. Yeah. Do you have our next murderer picked out?
Yeah. Well, not murderer, but I have our next story.
Oh, our
picked
next
out.
story picked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Kane?
If you, sorry, go ahead.
Is it who? Is it what?
I said, is it Kane? I heard
It
he
is
was a
Kane.
murderer.
It is Kane. You murderer!
If you do the wonderful world of murder, I want the theme song to be "Whistle While You Work."
The world is a carousel of murder. Kevin Apollo.
Oh man, I like that.
Yeah, where can folks find out more about what you are up to?
I don't know. I'll be here next week. That's all I got.
You will.
Kevin,
and Tuesday and so Kevin Apollo and I have got a big week next week. We've got Tuesday night. We have got Tooney Talk Wrestling over on the Tooney Town Wrestling channel. But Wednesday at 2 p.m. This is actually, I'm very excited. We will have one of the first interviews post AEW with Kevin Kelly, former announcer for WWE and AEW, who just left.
Wow.
And he is pissed off and he is willing to talk about things.
Wow.
When I asked Kevin Kelly what we can and can't talk about, he said everything is on the table. And I was like, oh, hot dog. So
hot dog.
Yeah.
Be there for that, folks.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, guys, and make sure you check out Tooney Town Wrestling. Make sure you check out Tooney Town TV and bookmark thatparkplace.com every day for daily news, for all the news that should be fun. All right, from all of us here at the Tooney Town channels, I'm Marvin the Movie Monster. Now get out of here! Now, Betty the Platypus, feel the wrath of my thank you-inator!
Thank you, you piece of trash.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you! Oh, I suppose you want me to say thank you. Well, you know what? Saying thank you is like jobbing. Thank you! I got a little message. Thank you. Ooh, yeah!
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Thanks? For what?
Hi-ho, from all of us here at Tooney Town, thank you!
And viewers like you. Thank you.